wish I found some better sounds no one's ever heard. I wish I had a better voice and sang some better words. I wish I found some chords in an order that is new.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Here we go.
Good morning, this is Sports on KIOW. Hello, everybody. I'm Zarin Egestal. It's playoff football time in Iowa as the Forest City Indians start tonight by hosting New Hampton. It's the first time the Indians have hosted a playoff football game since Halloween 2011.
Call me mister. I used to fight. Don't be filtered. I used to fight.
Broke off looking to throw. He's got some room. He can take off the run if he wants to. Instead, he's going to throw it downfield. Michael Olsen's open. It's caught. The tight end, Michael Olsen, makes the catch for the Indians across the 35-yard line. One receiver left, tight end left side as well. Brockmore, running room. He's got some. He's got the edge. 5, touchdown Indians. Reese Moore from 12 yards out. And Forest City has taken their first lead of the ball game along with a tight end. They're going to go to the right side, though. Reese Moore into the end zone. Touchdown Indians. Reese Moore will go officially down as a 1-yard run, but he had to go about less than a yard. And Forest City has found pay dirt with 58 seconds left in quarter number 2. Forest City trying to get a sack. Heron will step up in the pocket. He throws, it's intercepted to the 10, to the 5. Touchdown, pick 6 Indians. Heron stepped up in the pocket. He was looking to throw across the middle, and it's intercepted by the Indians for a touchdown. Brock Moore with the touchdown for the Indians. It was announced as Lieber, but it's actually 19. Brock Moore with the pick 6 for Forest City, and the Indians find the touchdown they wanted with 10 minutes exactly to play here in quarter number 4.
You can never say what I have lost. You can never guess where I've been down. I can never break something that ain't wrong. Baby, come and chase what I have in store. But now I'll rise above you.
Well, good evening from a very chilly Forest City High School as we get set for playoff football. For the first time since 2011, the Forest City Indians are hosting a home playoff football game, and it should be a dandy tonight between the 3-2 Indians and the 2-5 Chickasaws. Got a great program coming up for you here in the pregame show, brought to you by our friends at Kingland Construction Service in Forest City. And we'll also be joined by our friends from 95.1 The Bull, another sister station of ours, will be joining us for Behind the Enemy Lines, Jason Rude. Hopefully he's enjoying the meat and cheese tray that I left for them over in their suite, in their skybox here at Forest City High School this evening. He kind of joked about it with me on Twitter, and, well, I took it to the stream and actually went and bought him a meat and cheese tray. So I hope they're enjoying that over there, and he'll be coming over and chatting with us in just a few minutes following the Radio Iowa Scouting Report. Before we get into our starting lineups and get set for football tonight here at Forest City High School. Like we mentioned, Halloween 2011, the last time that Forest City hosted a home playoff football game. And the Indians had 2 home playoff football games that year. Actually won our first ever, well, that was the first year Forest City's ever made the playoffs. Now this year everybody gets in, but it also won our first playoff game in school history that year as well. What an exciting time for Forest City football that was. Made the playoffs there for a couple of years straight, and then it's been a little bit of a drought again since the last time Forest City's been into the playoffs. But a good season thus far for the Indians. A couple of losses to some rivals in the beginning, but then went 3-0 in district play of the district opponents they got to play between Roland Story, 15-0, 28-27 over Clear Lake, and then a 27-13 victory over Hampton Dumont Cal that you heard and saw right here on KIOW last week. Forest City hasn't had a very good time with New Hampton all time. This goes back to the middle to late 90s when they played their first recorded matchup between these two teams. And since then, it's been all New Hampton except for in 2011, the last time Forest City hosted a home playoff game is the only time Forest City has ever beaten New Hampton. That was a 40-14 victory for Forest City. Otherwise, it has been all New Hampton, and the Chickasaws outscoring Forest City by almost 300 points in those meetings. This is the 12th meeting in school history between these two teams. All right, enough talking. Let's get you to Des Moines, to Todd Kim for the Radio Iowa Scouting Report. We'll bring it back for Behind the Enemy Lines, starting lineups, and kickoff. All to come here on the Kingland Construction pregame show. Thanks to our friends from Kingland Construction Service in Forest City. Eric and his crew do a great job. 641-585-0101, 641-585-0101. We'll head to Des Moines. Todd Kim and the Radio Iowa Scouting Report.
From Radio Iowa Sports, this is the Scouting Report, an in-depth look at this week's top prep and college games. Now from our studios in Des Moines, here's your host, Todd Kim.
The postseason is here with the opening round of the high school playoffs. South Central Calhoun is eyeing a deep postseason run in 1A, and Cardinal is out to snap a lengthy losing streak. That and more on the Scouting Report.
Hello, this is Lex Swavel, a registered nurse at Hancock County Memorial Hospital. The average wait for an emergency treatment nationwide is about 2 hours. When you come to Hancock County Memorial Hospital's emergency room, you can expect to be evaluated within 15 minutes of your arrival. When you have an emergency, Hancock County Memorial's ER is available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, ready to provide you with the quality and efficient care you need. Your health, our care, a lasting partnership. Hancock County Health System.
As the high school playoffs begin, most of the teams ranked in the Radio Iowa poll have a first-round bye. There are a few exceptions, including in Class 1A, where 7th-ranked South Central Calhoun hosts Sioux Central. The Titans' only setback was a Week 5, 32-23 loss to number 3 Southeast Valley. Senior quarterback Cole Corey.
Yeah, I definitely think it was a rude awakening for us to lose our first regular season game. I think we had a 31 winning streak for the regular season, so it was definitely humbling for us, and I think it helped us in practices.
The other ranked teams in action in Class 1A, 6th-ranked Underwood is at home against West Central Valley. Number 8 Emmetsburg hosts Eagle Grove. Also in 1A, a lengthy streak will be on the line when Cardinal of Eldon visits Pekin. Lee Muntz has a preview.
Due to COVID-19 issues, Pekin had to cancel the regular season home game against Cardinal, but thanks to the expanded playoffs, the longtime rivals will meet at Pekin 7 o'clock Friday night. The last Cardinal win in the series was 1971, and their coach Landon Miller talks about trying to change that.
The first thing is just believing that we can. When you haven't beat, a great program, well coached, great kids, great community like Pekin, first thing you start with is just the kids' belief. And this week they've shown a lot of energy in practice. They've been excited. I think we're getting over that part of it.
Pekin coach Bud Blakely expects a challenge to keep the streak going.
One thing Cardinal does really well is spread the field and make sure you're accounted for all over the place. And we have to be very disciplined, play assignment football. They've got some pretty special athletes that can hurt you in a hurry. And we have to be mindful of where they're at all times and make sure we're, doing our job And with that being said, we have to keep the football in front of us. We may have to give a little bit, but we just kind of use that bend, don't break philosophy.
The winner will visit Sigourney Kid in the second round next Friday. For the Radio Iowa Scouting Report from Fairfield, I'm Lee Muntz.
Dyke New Hartford coach Don Betts feels his team is playing its best football heading into the playoffs. After opening 1-2, the Wolverines take a 5-2 record into a 1A game tonight against Jessup.
If you look at our team then and you look at our team now, the amount of improvement in this team has been phenomenal. These kids have bought into the idea that if we just hang in there together, if we just keep working, we're going to get better.
Class 2A tonight, Algona is at home to play Cherokee. Brian Wilson reports.
Algona comes in with a record of 3-3, having missed week number 6 of the regular season. Bulldog head coach Andy Jacobson says his squad will have to be ready for the challenges that Cherokee will throw at them.
Certainly they do some things that are challenging, and it's another great opportunity to learn, grow, and improve, and it's just this time in a playoff environment.
Cherokee comes in at 1-3, having missed weeks 4, 5, and 6 of the regular season. Head coach Tony Gunter says his team was happy to be back on the field last week, but they're hoping for a little bit better performance this time around.
You know, missing all that practice has really hurt us. We did manage to get to Esterville, but we weren't physically or mentally prepared for that game, and as you know, they're a pretty good football team, so we paid the price. But hopefully a full week of practice this week and come in a little better prepared.
The winner moves on to play either Esterville, Lincoln Central, or Okoboji next week in round number 2. Reporting from Algona, Brian Wilson for the Scouting Report.
There is one ranked team in action tonight in Class 2A. It's 10th-ranked Mount Vernon playing host to Vinton-Shellsburg. The rest of round 1 is next on the Scouting Report.
Who is a Bex player with heart?
Growing up on the farm, you know, you got to get stuff done. I have to get the job done there.
I love the team effort in football. It really couldn't be done by just a few people. You need every single person.
Bex is recognizing student athletes that are not just a star on the playing field, but a player that shows heart in school and in the ag industry. Nominate a player today. Go to brownfieldagnews.com and search Player with Heart. Bex, we are and will remain farmers at heart.
Farmers at heart. At Beck's, that's who we are. For over 100 years, the Beck family has lived and farmed in central Indiana. Today, we're proud to serve a dedicated community of farmers in Iowa. To us, helping farmers succeed means so much more than just being a great seed supplier. Our family of employees and dealers are committed to helping farmers seek new challenges, push boundaries, and innovate in an ever-changing industry. That's what makes Beck's different. We love what we do. We are and will remain farmers at heart.
Class A top-ranked Grundy Center will wait and watch the opening round of the playoffs. The Spartans have a bye after capping off a 7-0 regular season with a 42-0 win over number 10 Belle Plaine. It was their third straight shutout and the fifth of the season.
The first week of the season against Panorama was a challenge for us. They played offense, spread, throw the ball over the yard. And then against Linville Sully, we gave up 14 points. And just incredible effort by our kids and the assistant coaches. To be able to string them and shutouts together.
That's Grundy Center coach Travis Zajac. The Spartans face the winner of tonight's game between Ogden and BCLUW. Among the ranked teams in Class A in action tonight is 5th-ranked and defending champ West Hancock, which is at home against Northwest Webster. Also in Class A, Alta Aurelia is at home to take on Lamar's Galen. Ryan Thompson has a preview.
Alta Aurelia has been battle-tested, having played a pair of non-district opponents from Class 2A, including unbeaten Central Lyon George Little Rock. The Warriors also had a very strong West Hancock team in their district. Galen coach Jeremy Schindler is preparing for a multifaceted Alta Aurelia offense.
They got a little bit of wishbone, but then they do spread it out a little bit. And when you're in the wishbone, you got to stop the run. They do have a couple nice play-action plays off of that. So obviously we have to be physical at the point of attack and be able to stop their running game.
Alta Aurelia quarterback Cade Rohr has accounted for over 900 yards and 12 touchdowns. Rohr, Preston McCoy, and Levi Sleezer have combined for nearly 1,100 rushing yards. Alta Aurelia coach Chris Reinert will have to contend with Galen's big offensive line that has helped leading rusher Dylan Lehman average nearly 8.5 yards per carry.
They have some big bodies up front. The running backs run hard. Quarterback is good when he decides to throw. He will not run much, but he'll use his running backs, his fullback and his tailback, and they like to play action.
Alta Aurelia is 4-3, Galen 2-4. For the Scouting Report from Storm Lake, I'm Ryan Thompson.
In 8-player, winners of 3 straight, Arweva's on the road to battle Kingsley Pearson. J.J. Johnson reports.
Here's what both head coaches had to say about this one, starting off with Arweva's Chris Peterson.
Really a team we're pretty familiar with. In the 7 years I've been here now, this will be the 5th time we've played them. So, we've been in their district pretty much every year that I've been here. Played them last year to a 2-score game. We were very young last year. They've got a lot of returners, too. And so, they're a pretty balanced team. I think they've rushed for collectively about 1,400 and thrown for 800. So we know that we're going to have to be on our game in all facets.
And now Jeff Olson for Kingsley Pearson.
We need to take care of the football, control the field position game, and then capitalize on the opportunities when we have them to make plays, both offensively and then defensively, to force turnovers and make those tackles and those plays when we have the chance to limit their big play opportunities. Should be a fun and entertaining game.
Winner of this one will take on the winner of West Bend Mallard and Newell Fonda. For Radio Iowa Sports, I'm J.J. Johnson reporting for KDSN Radio in Denison.
Also in the 8-player opening round tonight, top-ranked Don Bosco hosts Garwin GMG. It's Remsen St. Mary's at home against Grettinger Terrell Ruthven Ayrshire. 3rd-ranked Audubon hosts Bedford. 3A, Mount Pleasant opens at home against Benton. Nathan Bleckel has a preview.
Benton finished their regular season with a record of 3-4, but have played one of the strongest schedules in Class 3A, falling to Williamsburg, Clear Creek, Amana, Grinnell, and Cedar Rapids Xavier. The Bobcat offense is paced by junior tailback Lawrence Wallace, who has rushed for 444 yards this season. Quarterback Colin Buke has totaled 7 scores for Benton, which is tops on the team. Meanwhile, after quarantining in Week 5, Mount Pleasant is back to full health, which means the return of senior quarterback Jack Johnson and Nebraska recruit Henry Latovsky, who anchors their offensive line. Mount Pleasant head coach Sean Striegel says the return of those 2 and 4 others along the offensive line reopened the Panther playbook.
There's just a lot of experience on there, and so there's hardly a call that we can't make or adjustment that we can't make that those guys don't know, and that's really one of the big pieces of why they're so strong, is that mentally they understand the game. They're students of the game, and we're excited to see what they might do now that they've had some time off to heal a little bit and feel good, and we'll see what they can do.
For the Radio Iowa Scouting Report, I'm Nathan Bleckel.
3A ranked teams in action tonight. 6th-ranked Lewis Central hosts Creston. It's number 7 West Delaware at home against Waterloo East, while number 9 Ballard pays a visit to Boone. This season, Bex is recognizing student athletes who are not just a star on the playing field, but a player that shows heart in school, at work, through their community, and in the ag industry. Ellie Voy is the first female to wear a varsity jersey for the tradition-rich Wapsie Valley program and says she became interested in the sport at a young age.
My brother always played football, and then I started off playing flag football with everybody else. And at the time, there was also a girl football player at Wapsie playing junior high, and so they kind of she led a path for me all the way up, pretty much.
Fairfield's Nick Casca says some of his earliest memories involve the family farm.
I remember there was a picture of me on Dad's brand new tractor when I was probably 3, I would say. And I remember I was wearing bibs, and it was just kind of a cool thing to get to sit on Dad's new tractor and just be around Dad and be around that.
Another Bex player with heart is OABCIG's Colton Knopp, who plans to own and operate his own cattle operation, an interest he traces to his grandparents.
My grandpa was kind of the backbone of that deal, of helping us find it and helping us getting it tamed and trained right and teaching us how to take care of it and everything. And they've just been a huge support system through the athletics and through the cattle business, and it's just, we're grateful for them because they've been over the top to help us kids out with everything.
Trey Leto of Woodward Granger says his interest in farming began while helping his father with their swine operation.
From a young age, he's had us out there doing chores, just completing different aspects of the farm, and I've grown attached to just being around hogs, showing pigs, going to shows, selling, every aspect of the swine world that I've grown to love.
Bex, players with heart. College football's next on the Scouting Report.
This is Dawn Heatland, physical therapist at Hancock County Health System. Are you looking for a way to rehabilitate that nagging injury? Or maybe you need to reteach your body and mind to do the things you used to do with ease. Hancock County Health System physical, occupational, and speech therapy programs are here for you. For high school athletes to retirees, HCHS will guide you in minimizing your pain and maximizing your mobility. Hancock County Health System, your health, our care, a lasting partnership.
Waldorf will be out to avenge a loss to Valley City State University when the teams collide in Forest City tomorrow. The Warriors are 4-1. They've won 3 straight since a Week 2 17-16 loss at Valley City State. Waldorf coach Will Finley says a key will be converting more drives into touchdowns. The Warriors scored 1 touchdown and settled for 3 Slater-Gifford field goals in the opening meeting.
And the other thing that we talk about a lot was field position. Their offense was starting, on average around the 40-yard line, and we were backed up within our own 20 or even less than that in our own 10. And penalties really hurt us that game as well. Those two things stick out, but the settling for field goals, if we're down there, we got to get a touchdown.
Also in college football action tomorrow in the Heart of America Conference, Grandview hosts Culver Stockton. It's Clark visiting Peru State. Graceland is at home against William Penn. And in the Great Plains Athletic Conference, Morningside is on the road at Jamestown. It'll be Northwestern hosting Concordia. Dordt is at home against Doane. That's all for the scouting report. For Radio Iowa Sports, I'm Todd Kim.
A&W Family Restaurant in Forest City. A&W has delicious burgers, cheese curds, onion rings, chicken tenders, and more available daily from 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. Finish your meal with a tasty root beer float, shake, polar swirl, or soft serve ice cream. A&W Family Restaurant, where the food is as good as the root beer, Highway 69 North in Forest City.
The Farmers Co-op Association of Forest City, Leland and Buffalo Center, Iowa, and Keister and Winnebago, Minnesota wishes our athletes good luck. See the Farmers Co-op for all your feed, seed, chemical, and fuel needs. Serving the area since 1916. The Farmers Co-op Association.
FCIS Insurance is proud to support our local athletes throughout the year. Let FCIS be your partner, not just your agent, helping you with all your insurance needs. With multiple carriers, we can get you the best coverage for the best price. Call us today at 800-331-1520. Good luck, Indians, from FCIS Insurance.
Kingland Construction Services of Forest City. Kingland is growing and is in need of construction superintendents, laborers, carpenters, and more. Competitive pay, bonuses, company-paid health and dental, 401k, and more. Good luck, Indians, from Kingland Construction Services of Forest City, an equal opportunity employer. Top Dead Center Truck Equipment, formerly Full Circle Snowplows of Forest City. Top Dead Center is a full-line Western dealer with blades and snow control equipment. They also carry Sinister Diesel, B&W fifth row hitches, quick LED lights, and more. Call 641-512-5529. Top Dead Center Truck Equipment of Forest City. Miller Pharmacy has complete prescription services. Free delivery in town, by mail, along with curbside pickup located at the Mercy One Clinic in Forest City. Miller Pharmacy is also open Saturday mornings and gladly accepts Visa, MasterCard, and Discover. Call ahead and your script refill will be ready for you. No need to wait. Miller Pharmacy of Forest City.
MBT Investment Center of Forest City, located at MBT. Whether it's completing your 401k rollover, saving for your child's education, or investing for the future, see Matt Jennings, Troy Hall, or Anita Willard at the MBT Investment Center. Call 585-IRAs. MBT Investment Center, your partners for financial success.
Right now, I just need you to get real loose. Get comfortable. Grab your loved ones, or grab your love partner. And if you're by yourself, no worries. Just follow after me. Gonna do the two-step, then cowboy boogie. Grab a sweetheart and spin out with them. Do the hold down and get into it.
Welcome back to the pregame show. Our pregame show today brought to you by Kingland Construction Service of Forest City. Give them a call at 641-585-0101, 641-585-0101. Thanks to Kingland
for being our pregame show sponsor throughout the year. We appreciate everything they do for North Iowa. And we're getting set for the first playoff football game here in Forest City since, 2011. Halloween, actually, 2011. And I kind of made a joke on my Twitter account the other day leading up to this game, talking about I'll spare everybody the gruesome details. We're going to talk later on in the pregame show a little bit about those gruesome details. But, 2011 Halloween, the last time that Forest City has hosted a playoff game. And then 2013, the last time the Indians were looking for this. And kind of playoff, sort of playoff. We kind of call it the Week 8 elimination game as everybody is in this year, but kind of a playoff game. And the Indians, of course, hosting the Chickasaws of New Hampton. And we're joined now, another episode of Behind the Enemy Lines, and we're joined now by one of the guys that will be talking to the Chickasaw fans back in New Hampton here in Forest City tonight as well. It's Jason Rude, actually another sister station of ours. We've run into quite a few of our sister stations so far this year. Jason, how are you doing?
Doing great. Great to talk to you, sir.
And we're getting ready for hopefully some good football. I think we're going to have some good football tonight. And, my first question to you is, with this weird season, it's been a little bit difficult, a little bit different for New Hampton. But the one thing that kind of jumps out to me, New Hampton rolling Forest City last year, 43-7 in New Hampton, a 5-4 record last year. A lot of the same guys from last year's team on this year's team, lost a few guys, but didn't lose a whole lot. 2-5 for the Chickasaws this year. What's been the big difference from last year to this year that you think?
Yeah, so the thing about it is the District 4, 2A District 4 is extremely tough, to be honest with you, and extremely physical. And, so you're talking about walk-on in there, and, of course, we took walk-on 34-14 in our district opener. Game was a little closer than that, but football's a funny game. It's a matter of bounce here, bounce there. Played Iowa Falls Alden to a 21-20 loss. Had things rolling in that one and gave it up late in the game. And it's just been a matter of in a lot of the cases, red zone offense hasn't been able to finish. Get down to the 10-yard, get down to the 5-yard line, 4 shots into the end zone, and just can't finish. Last week against Independence was a really good example of that. New Hampton was up 7-0, had the ball right away in the third quarter, drove it down to the 5-yard line. They were able to score on a first or second down play. I believe it was a second down play on a sweep, and unfortunately got called for a hold. So backed things up to the 15-yard line. I take that back. Backed it up to the 10 because the hold was in front of the line of scrimmage. And so 2 or 3 more shots from the 10, 11-yard line and just couldn't finish it out, whether it was an overthrown pass or good defense by the defender on a fade route. And so that's been the big thing, is they haven't been able to finish when they've gotten to the red zone at times. At times they have, but oftentimes they've struggled there. And then the other thing is there's been some injuries. The name that most people would think of as the running back and middle linebacker, and that's Carter Ferry. Of course, he was a big piece of the team last year and came into the season a big piece of the team this year, but he's struggled with a shoulder injury and has been in and out of the lineup. And so anytime you take a key piece out of your offense, certainly there's the next man in approach by everybody. But anytime you take that key piece out, you're throwing the timing off just a little bit. You're throwing, distances and all those little intangibles that you work out during fall camp and whatnot. You're throwing that off just slightly as a different person comes in, and it takes a little time for that to redevelop. So that's been a big part of it is injuries and just struggle finishing. And then defensively, they've played well, but pass defense has been a struggle at times. They've given up a lot of third and longs, and I know that's been a big frustration for the coaches and for the players as well. So it'll be very interesting to see what happens here in this opening round of the playoffs.
Yeah, one of the other things that really stood out to me was last year as a sophomore, Mason Lane has to come in because of an injury to Connor Rochford and plays the bulk of the season. Now Connor's back for his senior year and had to sit out last week. What's up with that? So Mason Lane back in at quarterback last year, this time as a junior. He's been part of the offense. What's going on right now at the quarterback position?
Yeah, so last year in the opening game against Appleton Parkersburg, Connor threw for 295 yards before he basically massively sprained his throwing thumb, and that's why he didn't play the rest of the season. So Mason Lane came in as a sophomore to finish the season out because Connor was injured and unable to go as a quarterback. And obviously Connor came back this year and was ready to go and had a really pretty good run going up to things. But then last week, during game week, as game prep, Connor ended up coming down with a case of strep throat. So Mason got his first start of this year during the game last year. And there's certain things that each of them have that are obviously intangibles. I fully expect we're going to see Connor tonight. From what I know, the strep throat's gone. It's amazing what antibiotics will do. But I would expect to see him out here tonight. He's got a strong arm. He can extend plays, but sometimes he holds the ball a little bit. Mason doesn't have quite as strong as arm, I should say, and he's not one that's going to extend the play necessarily, but he's also really good about getting the ball out on time. So each one brings their different skill sets with what they can do for the offense. But yeah, last year was all based on an injury, and then last week was because of an illness.
New Hampton's really had Forest City's number over the years. I've got them down. This will be playing their 12th game, and of the 11, Forest City has only won one. And fortunately, as we talked about earlier in the pregame show for the Forest City fans, the last time that we played a home playoff game, 2011, was the last time that Forest City, and the only time that Forest City is able to get on the other side of New Hampton. But not only has New Hampton, really won these games, but really it's been domination, outscoring Forest City 315-89 in those 11 matchups so far. And you've been around for a few of them. What's been the key for New Hampton to kind of control Forest City teams, and what has been the key for New Hampton for a long time of steady, solid football?
Well, things have changed. From what I know of Forest City, things have changed a little bit now. But where if you go back a few years, and it was a really, really pass-heavy offense. Mm-hmm. And if I really want to date myself and throw Bob Fensky under the bus here, he would talk about games going way back, with lots of passes, and they would take a little bit longer with the stoppage of the clock and whatnot. But anyway, the point that I'm getting at is. New Hampton's been a very ball control offense. They've got, they run a power, well, not a power eye, but a two-tight eye, or sometimes a pro eye, but mostly eye formation stuff. So you're talking your basic ISO power, sweep, and bootlegs off of that. And so New Hampton has been able to keep the ball away from opponents, passing opponents. That's been part of the plan for them. Is sometimes your best defense is a good offense playing keep away. And in a lot of those games, to me, it seemed like. New Hampton was able to sustain some drives and then break a big play, and it seemed like Forest City would maybe get something going, but then they'd have either a negative play or a penalty that would bring things back and put them behind the chains. I think it's just the way it matched up stylistically. Now, from what I understand and from what the stats show, Forest City's running a heck of a lot more than they had in the past. So that may change this year. We'll see what happens.
What are you expecting? Are you excited for some good football? Are you expecting a good football game, as I am?
Yeah, absolutely. The way this year's gone, any chance we get to play football from week to week, because it's been so tenuous. And, of course, you guys went through a couple weeks there where it wasn't possible. We were lucky enough to avoid the bug that we won't talk about through it. But, I mean, every week's been a magical experience just to be able to go out and watch football and talk about football, and for the guys and the coaches to play and coach football. I expect it to be a very good game. Both coaching staffs obviously know each other fairly well and are very talented in what they do. I think we're going to see a nice, good old-fashioned slugfest here, and I'm excited to just to be able to watch it.
I will second that, and both teams, they want to, obviously both teams are going to go head-to-head and beat up on each other a little bit, but I think both teams want to maybe not beat each other up as much because somebody wants to go and try to beat a very good walk-on football team next week, and whatever team that is going to be, it's going to be one heck of a battle tonight and one heck of a battle to win that game next week. So, Jason, thanks for taking some time with us. We appreciate it, and we'll talk to you a little bit more after the game.
Hey, sounds good. I appreciate it, and I appreciate the meat and cheese tray, too.
Oh, of course. Yeah, of course. I hope you're enjoying that. Well, we're going to be right back on the pregame show as we get closer to starting lineups, as starting lineups will follow us along with, getting to know New Hampton just a little bit more when we come back on the pregame show, of course, brought to you by our friends at Kingland Construction Service in Forest City. You can call them today at 641-585-0101. That's 641-585-0101. We'll be right back on the pregame show. You're listening to Forest City, New Hampton playoff football from Forest City. Take it to the left now and dip with it. Don't throw down, take a sip with it. Now lean back, put your hips in it. Take it down now, take it down now. Take it down now, take it down now. Bring it up now, bring it up now. Bring it up now, bring it up now. Take it down and crisscross. Bring it up now, crisscross. Do whatever you like right here. Just have fun. Gonna do the two-step.
Schnebley's Fuel and Service of Forest City. Schnebley's is your full-service station where they greet you with a smile on the drive, serving you since 1954. Schnebley's carries tires and golf car batteries in service. Schnebley's Fuel and Service of Forest City.
Waldorf University in Forest City. With scholarships available up to full tuition, athletics, fine arts, and over 35 clubs and organizations, you'll have the opportunity to find your passion while getting a world-class education. On campus or online, find support from a community that makes you feel at home. Find out more today at waldorf.edu.
Hi, this is Scott Wilson of Wilson Dental. We have been treating our patients' dental needs for almost 50 years, and our philosophy has always been to treat our patients as family. Become a part of our family. Call Wilson Dental in Forest City, where your smile is our reward.
The Shooters Dining Room is now open. Shooters will continue to have their drive-thru window open as well. Check them out on Highway 69 North in Forest City or call ahead at 641-585-5000. That's 641-585-5000. Shooters in Forest City. Dining room and drive-thru now open.
Holland Contracting of Forest City stands ready to help you increase your farmland's productivity with proper tiling. Farmers and landowners, call us today at 641-585-2231 to get your tiling scheduled. 641-585-2231.
Restorative Touch Massage of Forest City is proud to support our local athletes as they compete. Massage is a great way for athletes to maintain health, flexibility, and game readiness. Call 641-590-0365 to find out more. Good luck to the Forest City Indians from Restorative Touch Massage, restoring you to health.
Welcome back to Forest City High School here on the pregame show. Our pregame show brought to you by our friends at Kingland Construction Service in Forest City. Appreciate Kingland Construction Service for all of their sponsorship of Forest City High School athletics, and we want to thank all of our great sponsors who jumped on board here in the postseason, especially the sponsors that have made this stream possible in the postseason. The streaming comes a little bit differently, and we wouldn't have been able to stream without these amazing sponsors: FCIS Insurance, NBT Litzens RV, and Hy-Vee in Forest City. They all helped make this stream possible, so we appreciate each and every single one of them for all they do and helping us out. But this is the Kingland Construction pregame show. Kingland Construction Service of Forest City. Eric is proud of North Iowa and loves to support our area in many ways. When you need to build a house, outer building, or even remodel, call Kingland Construction Service today at 641-585-0101. Forest City and New Hampton getting set for the first playoff game played here in Forest City since 2011. A couple of them actually played, and we'll get more into that in just a moment. But first, we got to introduce color commentator for tonight. Joining us for the first time, Tanner Thompson, former Forest City quarterback, also went on to play some defense at Upper Iowa as well. Tanner, how are you tonight?
I am good. I'm excited for some playoff football here.
Yeah, absolutely. You yourself got to play in a playoff game. A couple of them here with Forest City, and weren't with us in 2011, but came back in 2012 and 2013, and you were starting quarterback in 2013 in that playoff run at Sioux Center. And, going to be joining us tonight here on the broadcast, so we appreciate that. Forest City comes in at 3-3 overall this year. They were 3-0 in the district. New Hampton is 2-5, though one of the things about New Hampton's 2-5, and Tanner can probably lay to this a little bit with his experience of playing, but a really tough district for New Hampton, including already playing Walk-On, who's a top 5 team that the winner of this game will have to go and play this evening, or excuse me, next Friday. The winner of this game will have to go to New Hampton. And, so it's one of those games where you're playing a team that's 2-5, but a team you really can't take any opponent lightly, and that's kind of what you had focused on throughout your career as well. Didn't matter who you're playing, you've got to go out and play football.
Yeah, absolutely, and especially like you mentioned with the district that they're playing in, I mean, you've got to be able to consider that and know that the competition that they've been facing has been, pretty good. You always got to take that into consideration, and you never want to take anybody lightly, especially here with the playoffs here. Don't want to kind of blow that opportunity or even play down to anybody's level if that is the case.
Forest City's got one school history win against New Hampton, and that came in that 2011 season. New Hampton was a part of Forest City's district. Forest City went on to win their only district championship in school history in 2011 as well. Beat New Hampton 40-14, and one of the things that Forest City is going to have to try to overcome tonight is not letting New Hampton control the football. You heard Jason talk about it earlier when he was over here talking with me. New Hampton has outscored Forest City, and I mentioned this already, but New Hampton's outscored Forest City 315-89 in the first 11 games that have been played between these two teams in school history dating back to 1994. All right, we're going to take a break for the national anthem. We're going to come back following the national anthem, starting lineups and kickoff are just a couple of minutes away here on KIOW.
Has delicious burgers, cheese curds, onion rings, chicken tenders, and more. Available daily from 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. Finish your meal with a tasty root beer float, shake, pour swirl, or soft serve ice cream. A&W Family Restaurant, where the food is as good as the root beer, Highway 69 in Forest City.
FCI's Insurance is proud to support
Angie and Hannah protect what matters to you. Your farm, crops, health, vehicle, home, and anything else that's important to you. Visit your Boykin Insurance Agency today at TSB Bank locations in Titanca, Forest City, and Thompson.
Welcome back here on the pregame show as we get set for kickoff tonight between Forest City and New Hampton. Let's take a look at the starting lineups. First, the starting lineups for the Forest City defense. At defensive end tonight for Forest City is number 84, Andrew Schneider. He's a 205-pound junior. We're going to talk more on the pregame show, but he's going to have to be big tonight for Forest City to go along with defensive end Xavier Holland, number 83. He's a senior as well. The D-tackles will also need to be big for Forest City. It's going to be those front 8 guys up front. That's really what's going to control this football game tonight. We'll talk more about that. Defensive tackle number 77, Caden Hagee. Also defensive tackle number 11, Michael Olson. Both of them are seniors as well. The linebackers for the Indians, number 9 is Noah Miller. Number 32 is Brock Sobek. Number 40 is Reese Moore. Number 19 is the Indians' strong safety. That's Brock Moore. The other Indian safety, the free safety, is number 2, Kellen Moore. The corners for the Indians, number 82, Austin Kirschbaum, and number 86, Caleb Umbaugh, are your starting defense for Forest City. The New Hampton starting offense will look like this. At right tackle is Jacob Durin. At right guard is Tyler Reichs. At center tonight is going to be Cale Leitzikel. The left guard is is Jacob Reichs. The left tackle is Landon Mormon. The tight end tonight is Nathan O'Donnell. The split end is Drake Wemark. The flankers are Cade Murray and Carson Babcock. The running backs are Carter Ferry, Avery Thornderson, and the fullback is Ryan Picard. The quarterback tonight for the Chickasaws, we talked about it in the pregame show, who was going to be the starting quarterback. Well, they're going to go with Rochford. He missed last week's game due to a severe case of strep throat. But obviously, we talked about it. Antibiotics are a pretty good thing these days, and they get rid of it pretty quickly. So Rochford is back at quarterback. Mason Lane is a guy that we could see if something were to happen with Rochford this evening. He played last year as a sophomore after Rochford went down with an injury, and now he's back here for his junior year. Played last week with the strep throat of Connor Rochford, who is a senior for the Chickasaws. Forest City will wear their their home red jerseys this evening with the white pants and white helmets. New Hampton is going all white with their jerseys and their pants. They will be following that up with their red helmets that the New Hampton Chickasaws have had for years. They're under 27th year head coach Scott Frericks, and Coach Frericks has 184 career wins and just 88 losses, 2-5 this year. That is included in that. And a couple of guys will be passed tonight, possibly on the all-time win list for Coach. If he's able to pick up the win, a couple of guys that are no longer active, a couple of pretty good head coaches as he approaches nearly 200 wins in high school football. That's pretty good over 27 years. Forest City will kick off from right to left. New Hampton will receive from left to right. Devin Alumzia will kick for Forest City on the right side. Wemark is back to receive for New Hampton. He will be joined by Wemark and Cade Murray are the two returners for New Hampton. Ball teed up at the 40-yard line. And we are set for playoff football here on KIOW. Again, thanks to all of our great sponsors. And we are underway as it's going to be taken by Murray. He's up to the 35 now, the 25, now the 30. And he'll be brought down short of the 35-yard line. First drive, and we're going to see that I formation here from New Hampton. It's same old New Hampton under Scott Frericks, a team that doesn't really change things very often. They're going to go with the sweep. They're going to go with the power. They're going to run it at you, and they're going to try to control the football this evening. Mm-hmm. And we see that now here. As they go from that formation, they're going to go up the middle right away, and Forest City quickly able to swarm them and make the tackle. And we talked about it as we were given the starting lineups a little bit, but the Forest City interior defensive line and the guys that are going to be blitzing, the linebackers filling those holes, are going to be huge tonight with an offense like this.
Absolutely. And I got to tell you what, I love Michael Olson in there being at that defensive tackle spot. I love watching him play. He plays hard, and especially when you're 170 pounds playing D tackle, you got to be able to do that.
Rochford under center in that I formation. They're going to pitch it out left side, looking for some running room, and the Indians will make the tackle at about the 40-yard line, so we'll have a lot here on second down, and it'll be third down and short coming up from the 40-yard line. They got to get to about just across the 43-yard line for a first down, so it's about a long 3 yards here on third down, and this could be a big stop for the Forest City defense. How big would it be to come out and make a stop right away?
Yeah, I mean, that's crucial. What a huge momentum, thing to just grab onto right there if you can get him a 3 and out.
Wemark split out here to the near side. Could go his way. Instead, they're just going to go up the middle, and I believe they're going to be short by about a yard. And I don't know if you roll the dice here at New Hampton, first drive of the game, you got to go a full yard on fourth down. We'll see what they decide to do. They're still in a bad spot. I mean, if they don't get this, Forest City would be right there, but it is only a yard. We'll see, and I believe the punt unit coming on here for New Hampton. So this will be the first time we get to see punter Jacob Durin, who will be back to punt for New Hampton. Forest City will send their normal suspects, Herbach and Kellenmore, back to receive this punt, and Forest City's defense comes up big in the first drive.
Oh, absolutely. That's exactly what you need right there at home to just set the tone right away, not letting them get that first down.
So Duran back to punt. He will punt from about the 30-yard line. Ball's on the ground on the snap. A little bit of an end-over-end kick. It bounces and will take a little bit of a Forest City bounce, and it'll be touched up by New Hampton's Evan Kautasa. And it'll be cut down. Well, they're going to put it back at the 28-yard line. So Forest City will have it from their own 28 on their first drive. 9:48 to play here in quarter number 1. No score here in this Class 2A playoff football game between the Indians and the Chickasaws of New Hampton. Winner will travel to walk on next week. Forest City will come out with a receiver right, receiver left, also slot left. They're going to hand it off to Reese Moore on first down. He's got some running room across the 35-yard line before he's brought down. A big run for Reese Moore on first down.
Great way to start it off right there. One thing that we always focused on at Upper Iowa was getting 5 yards on that first down play. It just makes the whole rest of the drive, and really the whole possession just so much easier, setting that tone right away. Gives a lot of options for the playbook to be open here on second down and short.
So we'll see what Coach Esplin and Coach Moore come up with here on second down with the receiver left, receiver right, slot left. Reese Moore in the backfield with Carter Brookoff. Brookoff will take the snap. That front of New Hampton, they're going to go the same way. Reese has got the first down and more, and he'll be drug out of bounds at about the 45-yard line. So give Reese quite a bit on second down, on second down, and Forest City's got their first down. What a good way to see the Forest City offense come out and produce right away.
Mm-hmm. And same play,
Yep.
Obviously it started off well, and I think Todd Esplin's thinking, well, let's see if he can, stop him now.
So the Indians are nearing midfield on their first drive, and it's good to see Forest City's offense has had times this year. Even in the first half of last week's game, obviously you're going to see some rust after missing 2 weeks due to COVID-19, and they're going to go right back to the same. Might as well give it back to Reese. He's got running room across the 50. He's still across the 45 inside New Hampton territory. The Indians have first down and 10 inside enemy territory. No, they're going to mark him out of bounds. Reese kept trucking all the way down near the 40-yard line, but they mark him out of bounds at the 49 inside New Hampton territory. Either way, the Indians will have second down and short coming up again. He got about 6 or 7 there on first down, and the Indians will have second down and 3 coming up from the New Hampton 49. And Forest City kind of taking some plays out of New Hampton's book here, and kind of just running it down their throat right now.
Yeah, possibly running the same play again.
In that formation, they are going to go to the right side with Reese Moore once again, and he's going to find 2, but he'll be a yard short. It's going to be third down and 1 for Forest City as they come up with their first third down possibility in this ball game. But third down and 1, and Forest City's in the spot now where you really will have a decision. Obviously, You're probably going to go, well, maybe you switch it up. You probably go back to Reese here. I don't know why you would.
I see why. Yeah, why wouldn't you? He's already been driving for you. Might as well give him another shot at it. Hasn't had a negative play yet, so put him on the spot.
You only got to have about 1. Actually, it's a little bit less than 1, but we'll call it 1. Trips in a triangle formation to the left side. Will also slot left for Forest City. They go back to Reese up the middle, and he's got first down yardage at about the 45-yard line, and I don't see anything else that Forest City does in that situation.
No.
I think even New Hampton knew where the football was going, but Forest City's up front, just getting that push up front. And that's where we talked about this game is going to be won at the line of scrimmage, and Forest City wins it right there.
Right. And even if you know exactly what play is coming, you still got to be able to stop it. And, Reese Moore runs the ball hard, and that's a tough thing to stop, especially when you only got a yard to go.
West Hancock on a Cole Kelly touchdown is up 7-0 over Manson Northwest Webster. That's back-to-back games for the Eagles and the Cougars. They played in Week 7 and now open up this first week of the postseason as well. The defending Class A state champions. Forest City goes back to Reese Moore once more, and this will be about the least he's had on first down. It picks up about a yard and a half. And now we'll see what Forest City does here. I think you kind of, it was one of those things where you're going to Reese, and kind of until they kind of slow them down a little bit. Now we'll see what Forest City decides to do.
Yep, exactly. And they kind of proved it a little bit here. It's, they're finally like, okay, we get it. He's going to keep running the ball, so we're going to be bringing people in to stop that. So now let's see what they do here.
They are loading the box and bringing those blitz. 4-3 alignment right now is what New Hampton will set up in. And those linebackers are shaded in like dogs, like they're going to blitz. One on each side of the formation. Forest City will send 2 receivers to the top, 1 receiver to the bottom. Brookoff will throw for the first time tonight. It's batted, and it's going to be incomplete. So Brookoff went to throw for the first time this evening, but that big defensive line for New Hampton up front is able to get their hands on it and bat it down, and it's going to be a 3rd down and long coming up for Forest City with 6:38 to play in quarter number 1. 3rd down and 8 upcoming.
That's one of the most disappointing things to happen right there when you're a quarterback, especially me. I was a little bit of a shorter guy,
right.
So trying to get over the line was always frustrating, but that's always really disappointing when you got an open guy and then just swatted right there at those big boys up front.
He was going to be short of the 1st down marker, but was going to be a lot shorter than 3rd down and 8. We'll see what the Indians decide to do. They go a little bit lighter as they pull the tight end Michael Olson out of the game for receiver Brandon Lieber. He's at the top of the formation with a slot and another receiver. 1 receiver to the bottom. That's Urbach. They're going to throw downfield, and it is to an open receiver. We have a penalty marker back at the 50-yard line. Probably a holding coming on Forest City. It's in the position of holding. It is the initial indication of holding. I would assume New Hampton maybe goes with the decline here and take 4th down and 8, or do you take the penalty?
Right. It depends on how much faith you've got in your defense of, obviously being able to pin them back a little bit deeper, possibly have them punting from their own side of the field there.
Yeah.
It's definitely a decision they'll have to make right here, but
they
are going to decline it.
Yeah, I think the coach, they had a decision to make. You either put Forest City, it would have been, well, the penalty is spotted at about the 50-yard line, so you're looking all the way back into Forest City territory at the 40. I mean, You're looking at 4th down and
20.
Yeah, at least. About
25.
25. 4th down and 25 is what it would have been, but they elect to decline and make it 4th down and 8, and Forest City will punt. So it's one of those decisions from a coach there because, it's tough for a team to make 4th down and 25.
Oh, absolutely.
And then Forest City has to punt from further back. But I think New Hampton would rather take their chances and just get the football back. And we'll see if Forest City can flip the field here and try to get some good field position with a nice punt. It's going to roll down towards the end zone. It's touched by New Hampton at the 5-yard line, and they're going to return it back out to the 10.
Man.
That ball was headed for the end zone. New Hampton picks it up at the 5-yard line and helps Forest City out. They're going to have... Well, they marked Weemark at about the 13-yard line, so it's going to be about 7 yards shorter than it would have been if he would have let that roll into the end zone. They lost 7 yards on it. Weemark was able to pick it up and run from the 5 to about the 13 is where he was finally cut down at. But man, oh man, usually the rule is your heels are on the 10-yard line, and if it's over your head, you let it go.
Right, and in this case, it wasn't over his head, but it was rolling so fast. That was definitely going in the end zone, and he was probably picking that up from the 1 or 2.
Yep.
Probably a mistake there, but we'll see how it plays out for him.
7 yards short, 1 man in motion. That's Murray from left to right. They're going to pitch it out. Here comes the pitch out for the first time. Holland there, and Snyder also out there for the Indians. Holland makes the big stop for Forest City. Carter Ferry is a guy we saw last year. And, one of the things we talked with Jason with in the pregame show is there's not a lot changed from this New Hampton team, from the New Hampton team that rolled Forest City in New Hampton last year, 43-7. Not a whole lot changed, but on the New Hampton side, but a lot changed for the Forest City side. New Hampton's going up against a pretty good football team.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, they've made a ton of improvements, and just the overall feeling of the team has definitely improved.
Rochford's going to throw for the first time here on 2nd down. He goes deep, and it is going to be incomplete. What a great play there by Kirschbaum as he makes it for the Indians.
And if he was not going to make that play, that was going to be a huge, huge play.
That would have been 45-yard line near midfield. And instead, it's going to be 3rd down and 9. Austin Kirschbaum with a diving play. And we've seen that secondary for Forest City come up big. Last week, it was Brock Moore. He made a diving swat like that in a game. He also made it a pick. He also had a pick 6. So Forest City's secondary has been swarming. Rochford's now is going to boot out, and he's going to throw. He'll throw, and it's going to be incomplete. A great play. It's Kirschbaum once again for the Indians, and Forest City will force a fourth down punt as Austin Kirschbaum makes a play on second down, and third down to force New Hampton to punt the football away.
Absolutely. Just a great play. I mean, back-to-back, too. You know, they tested him twice, and he was there on both of them, just blanket coverage right there, and just great defense overall from there.
Well, that's pretty good praise coming from a guy that played that position at the NCAA Division II level. As we will see a punt coming for New Hampton once again from their own goal line as they punt this one away. This is a good punt, but it's going to be returnable for Kellen Moore. He's at the 45, at the 40, inside the 40-yard line before he's finally cut down. We've got a penalty marker, I believe, thrown near the 50, which is... No, I don't know what that was. Oh, okay. I think he meant to grab his beanbag because that's where the ball was caught at. I think he meant to grab his beanbag, but I believe he grabbed his flag instead. Trying to figure out how there would have been a penalty there because there was no New Hampton guys there to make a penalty.
Exactly.
Or Forest City couldn't make a penalty on themselves. So,
great field position here now. Now they got to take advantage of this for sure.
This is that field flipping we talked about. That's why Forest City decided to punt. At this spot last time is where Forest City punted from. Their defense comes out, makes another huge stop, and now they're going to get the football back in about a similar place with 5:27 to play, and they're going to hand it off to Reese Moore right side. He's got some running room. He's inside the 35-yard line before he's finally brought down. He's going to have about half of it on first down for Forest City with 5:16 to play in quarter number 1.
Yeah, and you absolutely just have to keep going back to him, you know. I mean, if he's going to be carrying you like this, and sure, he's had a couple runs that have been stopped a little bit short, but, you know, keep giving him the ball. He's going to be the one that's been running this offense really for a lot of this year, too.
From the 33-yard line, Forest City will break the huddle. One receiver right, one receiver left. They've got a slot to the left as well with the running back in the backfield and a tight end in the formation on the left side. So pretty heavy left side here for Forest City. The tight end is Michael Olson. He's going to be pulling, and they're going to hand it off to Reese Moore. You talked about Michael Olson. He's going to be stopped about a yard short, so it's going to be the first loss of yardage for Reese in this ball game thus far. But you talked about Michael Olson. He's 170 pounds, playing as a defensive tackle, and he's pulling as a tight end to go hit somebody. How many 170-pound tight ends do you know that pull to go hit somebody?
Yeah, exactly. Well, I mean, it takes a special kind of kid right there, you know. I mean, hard-nosed, got to be tough to be able to do all of those different things, and I think you can tell by the way he plays. You know, that's he's not really worried about what he's got to do as far as with his body, putting it on the line.
Forest City's going to roll with Carter Brook off. He's under pressure. Now he's going to throw. It's caught by Michael Olson at the 20, 15, inside the 15, and he fights through a couple of defenders, gets near the 10-yard line, and the Indians have first down and near goal. They're going to be stopped at the 12-yard line. Michael Olson was originally hit about the 14, but he pushed ahead on Murray a couple extra yards up to about the 12-yard line, and they go right back to him. Such a versatile player. He's out there blocking. He's out there playing defensive line, and now he's making a big reception for his city, knocking on the door for the first time tonight.
And we just talked about it, too, you know, putting his head down, just running through that tackle right there. That's exactly what we're talking about.
Forest City will go a little heavy. They've got a tight end right with a slot this time, and again, Michael Olson pulling in front of Reese Moore, looking for some running room, and he's going to be stopped well short as he's thrown actually backwards to about the 15. We'll see where they mark the forward progress. I believe they only lost him one on forward progress. So it'll be second down and 11 for Forest City. Excuse me, for Forest City. Jacob Duran on the stop for New Hampton.
Yeah, nowhere for him to go on that one. Ran into a wall.
That was a little bit of a slow developing play for the Indians as well.
Yep.
As Reese was kind of dancing in the back a little bit. Not his. He was kind of waiting for the blockers to get out in front of him and really couldn't find much and try to make something into nothing. And unfortunately lost by one. Forest City's going to have to call timeout as the play clock is down to 3. The Indians a little bit late getting that play call in, and it was down to 3 seconds, so they're going to have to call their timeout. We'll take one as well. 0-0 is our score. 2:57 to play in quarter number 1. We'll come back in 45 seconds for more football action on KIOW.
Western dealer with blades and snow control equipment. They also carry Sinister Diesel, B&W fifth wheel hitches, quick LED lights, and more. Call 641-512-5529. Top dead center truck equipment of Forest City. Kingland Construction Services of Forest City. Kingland is growing and is in need of construction superintendents, laborers, carpenters, and more. Competitive pay, bonuses, company-paid health and dental, 401k, and more. Good luck, Indians, from Kingland Construction Services of Forest City, an equal opportunity employer.
Welcome back here on KIOW as we get set for more playoff action between Forest City and New Hampton. I want to thank all of our great sponsors. If you hear a sponsor on the broadcast tonight, go out, patronize those businesses, and tell them that you appreciate their support of Forest City High School athletics, of North Iowa athletics. Some other area games going on this evening in postseason play. We talked about it. West Hancock leading Manson Northwest Webster 7-0 on a Cole Kelly run into the end zone. Belmont Clemmy playing Clarion Goldfield Dows tonight in Belmont. Actually, what's cool is all 6 of our coverage area teams first-round home playoff games tonight, so that's very cool. Hopefully there will be a couple of them that we'll be able to cover next week as well. Lake Mills is hosting Bishop Garrigan tonight in district play. In playoff play. Garner Hayfield Ventura hosting Clear Lake as well. We've got 5 video streams going for you. So if you got 5 TVs, you can get all 5 of us rolling on KIOW.com. Forest City's going to go with the direct snap to Reese Moore. He starts as the quarterback. Reese is at the 5, at the 3, and he's going to be brought down. A little trickery. Now, you noticed that before the last timeout was called, and Forest City calls the timeout. They go back to the same thing, a direct snap to Reese Moore, and he takes it down to the 3-yard line.
Yeah, Carter Brookoff was not even in there on that play. He was on the sideline. Actually, he still is on the sideline. They must have been working on something, during this week of practice, and must have been looking good for him, and it looked good on that play too.
They're getting creative, and they're going to do the same thing. Reese Moore will line up as the quarterback. Brock and Snyder are in the backfield. It's a heavy formation for the Indians. They go direct snap to Reese once again. They're going to try to pound it into the end zone. At the 2, is he in? No, he's going to be short at the 1. So they go back to direct snap to Reese Moore again, and Reese is going to be stopped short they'll go at the 1, but it gives Forest City a first down. They started the drive from the 12, so that means they got the first down at the 2, and now they have first down and goal from the 1, and Forest City should be looking pay dirt here. They have 4 plays to punch it in from the 1-yard line as the Forest City tries to take the first lead of this ball game. Here's the snap, back to Reese once again. He's into the end zone. Touchdown! Touchdown, Indians! Reese Moore from 1 yard out in Forest City leads New Hampton 6-0. Devin Lumzia will come in to attempt the PAT as the Indians try to add on. The snap will come from Reese Moore. The holder will be Brock Moore as the kicker will be Devin Lumzia.
And that's just Reese Moore putting the team on his back right there.
Good snap, good hold, kick right down Broadway, and the Indians lead the Chickasaws 7-0 here on KIOW. 2:12 to play. We're back for kickoff in a minute on KIOW. Welcome back here on KIOW, live at KIOW.com. Zarin Eggestal, Tanner Thompson with you here from Forest City High School. It's postseason football play, and it's been 9 years since the Indians have won a postseason football game. New Hampton, well, they're pretty familiar with the playoffs. This is playoff appearance number 20 for the Chickasaws, of course, under 27th year head coach Scott Furix. And Scott over there on the sidelines. Got a little bit of a pep in his step as he's trying to get his offense moving. The New Hampton offense really hasn't been able to do anything against the Forest City defense this evening, and that was one of our big keys coming into this game, was whoever was going to control the line of scrimmage had the best opportunity to win this football game, and right now it's been all Forest City up front. Lumsdale will tee this one up at the 40. The kick is a good one. It's going to be taken by Wemark at the 5. He's up to the 10, now to the 20, to the 20, near the 25-yard line, where he will be brought down. And we'll see 24-yard line is where they're going to mark it looks like. So Wemark will take it from the 5 to the 24, a 21-yard return, and that's where the Chickasaws of New Hampton will start this drive from the 24-yard line. 2:06 to play first quarter, 7-0 Forest City in the lead. Murray to the near side, Wemark to the top. Ferry is in the backfield along with Picard. They're going to hand it off to Ferry, left side. He's going to break through for a couple of yards, but not much. Picard, the fullback there, trying to push ahead for him. He'll find a couple. They're going to spot him at about the 28-yard line.
Huge for Forest City here, too, if they can get another stop right away after a score. Again, that's just, really going to put them ahead, especially on the momentum side.
Under center, Rochford is going to throw. He looks down the field, and that is going to be incomplete. Good defense there, as that was Umbaugh over there to make the defensive stop for the Indians. That ball a little bit over the head of Wemark, but just a good job by Umbaugh, kind of using that sideline as a 12th defender, knowing that he can't obviously go out of bounds to catch that, so just kind of keeping him on that sideline, as long as he doesn't catch it and get behind you.
Absolutely. Yeah, that was always kind of the unknown secret a little bit, is that the sidelines never missed a tackle.
They have not. Rochford is going to throw once again, and Forest City looking for a sack, and that's good. Oh, man. Forest City looking for a block in the back. They're not going to get one, as Caden Hagee nearly had a sack, and Rochford's going to scramble to about the line of scrimmage, where it's going to be fourth down, and then we will punt. But Caden Hagee was about to make a sack, and he kind of got clipped there as he was going for that sack. But either way, it's going to be fourth down, and we will see a punt coming from New Hampton, and Duran will punt once again for the Chickasaws. No first downs in this game for New Hampton. The offense has just not been moving the football. A team that has put up some points this year against some pretty good teams, including scoring 14 on walk-on. A punt is away. It's a pretty good spiral punt. Going to be taken at the 25-yard line by Urbach. Looking for some running room, and he'll be drugged down at about the 30. That was a booming punt. He got that one across the field. He punted that from about the 20-yard line. It was caught by Forest City at about the 25 and moves up to the 30. Clomston makes the tackle. And it's going to be first down Forest City from the 29-yard line with 34 seconds left in quarter number 1. 7-0 Forest City in the lead. As we'll see the Indians go back to their normal offense. Carter Brookoff back onto the field. Wasn't on the field during that last possession. Down the goal line, Forest City going a little trickery with Reese Moore taking the direct snaps and was able to find the end zone from 1 yard out. Now the Indians are going to try to add on to their already lead of 7-0. Snap, Brookoff, handoff, Reese Moore. He's got some running room across the 35-yard line and drugged down at about the 36. So Forest City will find a lot of them on first down with 22 seconds left here in quarter number 1. And we'll see if that's going to be the end of our first quarter, or if Forest City is going to decide to take another snap. Looks like the Indians will try to take another snap. Two receivers right with a slot right, and no, they won't get it off. We're going to go to the second quarter. Forest City leading New Hampton 7-0. We're back in 1 minute for quarter number 2 on KIOW.
Education. On campus or online, find support from a community that makes you feel at home. Find out more today at waldorf.edu.
Miller Pharmacy has complete prescription services, free delivery in town, by mail, along with curbside pickup located at the Mercy One Clinic in Forest City. Miller Pharmacy is also open Saturday mornings and gladly accepts Visa, MasterCard, and Discover. Call ahead and your script refill will be ready for you. No need to wait. Miller Pharmacy of Forest City.
Welcome back here on KIOW as Forest City's offense will switch sides of the field, and the Indians' offense will be back out trying to add on to their already 7-0 lead. We want to thank all of our amazing sponsors, but we really could not do this stream tonight without our amazing stream sponsors, and we appreciate each and every single one of them for making the stream possible this evening. Of course, MBT, a part of that, FCIS Insurance, Litzen's RV, and Hy-Vee, all great supporters of Forest City High School athletics. And we appreciate a lot of our stats that we get tonight coming from Ron Litzen, who's down on the sidelines. Him and Jason Sopko running up and down the sidelines, doing the stats that gets fed up here into the press box to us. So we appreciate that. And of course, all the other great sponsors are all huge supporters of Forest City High School athletics, and we appreciate each and every single one of them, because we would not be able to be streaming to you tonight, as we've got about 125 of you hanging out with us right now, watching this on the live stream, so we appreciate that. All right, here we go. Back to football. One receiver will go in motion. That's Brockmore from right to left. Brookoff is going to boot to the left. He's going to throw, and it's going to be caught. A sliding catch made for the Indians across the 40-yard line, and Forest City back.
What a great route out there, too. I mean, that was just a beautiful, just a hitch route coming back to the football there, and just made a great catch as well, and sliding to make it.
11:49 to play here in quarter number 2. Forest City leading New Hampton 7-0 here in playoff football action. 1-3 in school history as Forest City in the playoffs, trying to add on to that tonight. But it all comes down to, trying to pick up a win, but trying to also save some stuff for a top 5 team next week. Whoever wins this between New Hampton and Forest City, Reese Moore going to kind of spin out of it. They're not thinking about that, but we definitely are a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
Cole Kelly with his 4th touchdown of the game. And Eagles all over Cougars 33-0 in Britt tonight. Yeah, West Hancock, it was one of those teams that everybody's like, yeah, they won it last year, but they don't have those guys anymore.
Right.
They're not going to be the team they are. Well, they're a top 6 football team right now. Number 6 is what I had them at in my latest poll that I put out with the Radio Iowa poll with my bracket. Trips to the right side for the Indians in a triangle formation. 4 receivers out there, though. One of the top half. Reese Moore in the backfield with Carter Brookoff. He claps, takes the snap, looking to throw. We've got penalty markers, and I believe Urbach was moving a little bit early there on the far side. We'll see if it is on Forest City. And that is what it is going to be. Comes from that side guy, the side judge over there on that far side. I would believe he's got Urbach moving. The lone receiver to the left side. So that'll move Forest City back 5. And they'll have a 2nd down and 14 coming up now.
2nd down and 14.
With 10:34 to play here in quarter number 2. Same formation for Forest City. Trips in a triangle formation to the right side. 1 receiver left with Reese Moore in the backfield with Carter Brookoff. He takes the snap. Couple steps of a drop. He's under pressure. Carter Ferry is trying to get him. Now he's going to take off and he's going to run. He's at the 50, and he's finally drug out of bounds, but not before he picks up the 1st down. Carter Brookoff will run for 14 and more, because he was at about a 4 or 5 step drop there. So he's only going to get credited for a 14-yard run, but he had to run probably about 19 yards to pick up those 14 yards.
Oh, absolutely. And he was running for his life a little bit out there. There was some guys chasing him there, but used his speed.
Yeah, Carter Ferry right on there. And we will see 1st down and 10 coming up here for Forest City now, as they're on the good side of the 50-yard line once again in this football game. 10-11 to play here in quarter number 2. Reese Moore up the middle. We got a pile of bodies, and Reese Moore able to find a couple. That's what New Hampton wants to do defensively at this point. They know they really can't push around Heggie, a guy that's has some looks of his own. I know Bemidji State is a team that's kind of throws some looks at him a little bit. I know some other teams have thrown some looks at him as well. A guy that definitely can play at the next level.
Absolutely.
And I think a guy that definitely wants to play at the next level.
Good.
And they really can't push him around very much. So now they're trying to just create a clog in that middle. They're trying to just cut guys and just make a big pile of bodies, as Forest City's going to go heavy here with a tight end, 2 tight end formation actually. And Reese Moore to the left side. And not much doing. Maybe a
no.
And we got a late flag. That penalty marker came out after the play, so it's going to be a personal foul, and it looks like they're pointing at Forest City. And it didn't look like any pushing or shoving, so something must have been said. It is a personal foul against Forest City, so mouths must have been moving, I would assume.
Andrew Snyder looked a little bit excited after making a great block. Might have been too excited, maybe said something he shouldn't have, and the referee was right there and threw that flag on that one.
So that's going to be a personal foul against the Indians, and it's going to take them all the way back into enemy territory at about the 42-yard line. So it takes them all the way back to the wrong side. So it'll be Indians will move all the way back into their own 42-yard line, where they will have second down and a long ways. We'll call it a long country mile for the Indians. Brockmore in motion from right to left, and now he's going to just spin back around, going out in the flats. They sidearm pass to Michael Olson, looking for some blockers and some running room. He doesn't got much, as he's going to get about back to the line of scrimmage. Nope, maybe they did give him forward progress for a couple of yards up to the 44. Nope. And they're going to give him 1 yard. So they give him 1 yard, a little sidearm pass there for Brookoff, and it's going to be fourth down and 23 coming for the Indians. They will punt this one away with 8:47 to play in quarter number 2, leading 7-0. So that looked like a promising drive for the Indians, but kind of stalled out for them. Low snap, punt is away, and it's going to be heading towards Wemark, who is going to be hit at the 20 by one guy, hit by another guy. Reese Moore makes the initial stop. Andrew Snyder comes in and makes a big hit as well for the Indians. Another guy that made an impact last week for Forest City. He had 3 deflected passes, which are stats that people don't look at very often, but very important in the game. One of them turned into an interception as he deflected it up in the air, and it was picked off by Xavier Holland, another defensive end for the Indians.
Yeah, he's been playing great all year.
Man.
Andrew Snyder's just been playing amazing. I mean, getting in there on sacks, and just like you said, those deflected passes make it a lot easier to get those interceptions when you're playing a defensive back or even a linebacker there.
Another guy that will be able to play high-level college football if he decides to do that. Here's a handoff to the right side. Carter Ferry's got it. Andrew Snyder in there for a big stop for the Indians. Just as we're talking about him, Snyder and Brock Moore come in and make a huge play as he fights off his block and gets him. Well, they are going to give him about I don't know if they gave him a full yard, maybe a half a yard. We'll call it second down and 9, but it's going to be second down and a long 9 with 8 minutes to play here in quarter number 2. One receiver right. They've stacked to the left side with 2 running backs in the backfield. That I formation, they're going to pitch it out, and it's going to be caught. A little screen pass. I don't think we've seen that very often, but that's another signature of New Hampton, is just those little, like a little bubble screen out to the right side.
Mm-hmm. Just one of those quick passes. The receiver just kind of stops and stands there and gets the ball right to him. Corner's got to be able to make a tackle right away on that, and that's a tough thing to be able to do out in open space like that too.
So it'll be first down coming up for New Hampton as they're able to find their first down of the football game. Hand off to Ferry. Ferry's got some running room as the New Hampton offense is finally moving the football a little bit. And he's going to pick up about 5 here on first down. It's going to be second down and medium coming up here for New Hampton. As Ferry picks up 6, it's going to be second down and 4 for the Chickasaws as they'll make some personnel changes as well. Forest City will spread out their 4 defensive linemen. Maybe showing a little blitz with their linebackers. They're going to send one receiver out of the formation down to the left side. They're going to hand it off to Ferry, and Ferry is going to be near a first down marker. They're going to give him the first down. So Ferry has back-to-back rushes for a first down, and New Hampton's offense really moving the football now.
Mm-hmm.
They found their first down. Now they've found back-to-back first downs. Still a long ways to go, obviously, to find the end zone. Still in their own territory. 6:42 to play here in quarter number 2. 7-0 is the score in favor of Forest City, as New Hampton will break the huddle in the eye. And they're going to hand it off again up the middle. This time I think they went to Picard. Picard, their fullback. They do. So Picard, the fullback for New Hampton, will get across the 40, finds about a yard. Just in a comparison right now, Forest City has 104 yards of total offense and New Hampton's 35. So definitely been dominated so far by Forest City. In the time of possession also, Forest City's had the football for over 10 minutes in this football game so far. As they hand it off to Ferry, right side, looking for some running room. Forest City will bring him down short of the 45-yard line. It'll be at the 44 with 5:47 to play here in quarter number 2 until our halftime break. 44 just across the 44-yard line. So it'll be third down and about 4.5 coming up here for New Hampton. Indians got onto the board with a 1-yard rush by Reese Moore in the first quarter. New Hampton looking for 4 yards here on third down, otherwise they're going to have to boot it away, and Forest City's defense will have another stop. They're going to pass. Rochford, it's a screen pass, and they're going to go out to the near side. Forest City wanted a holding that they're not going to get, and it's going to be short of the first down marker either way. Forest City not happy with not getting a holding call there, as the sideline's kind of jumping up and down there.
Yeah, it looked like a holding call to me as well. Once they grab that jersey, you can kind of see their arm wrapped across. I think that was on Snyder that they might have been holding them there. But either way, defense made a stop, which is, huge. So get them the ball back.
That's one of those, Ken Casper, who was the defensive coordinator here at Forest City for a long time, used to say, if it smells like fish, it's probably that. As if it smells like it's going to be a screenplay, if you've been being blocked all night long and all of a sudden
they're not
blocking you and they're letting you go run after their quarterback, it's not because they don't like their quarterback anymore. It's because they're going to throw a screen pass, and Forest City able to have quite a few guys stay home. Here's the punt. It's a short punt, not quite the punt we've seen in the past. And it's going to be touched up at about the 23-yard line, maybe the 22. Nope, it is the 23-yard line. Murray makes the stop for New Hampton, and actually, I lied. It is going to be the 22-yard line. Thought maybe they got him at the 23, but they say the 22. So it's first down at 10 Indians from the 22, and we are going to see an official's timeout here. And we've got fireworks. Look at that. Little preemptive fireworks.
Yeah,
Save those for about an hour and a half or 2 hours from now if Forest City is able to pull this one out. We got a fireworks show going on as we're going to have a hydration and sanitation timeout here at Forest City High School. We will take about a minute, and we'll come back with 4:31 to play here in quarter number 2. It's Forest City 7 and New Hampton 0. Welcome back here to Forest City High School. 4:31 to play here in quarter number 2. 7-0 is the score. And we're in our first hydration sanitation timeout. They used one in the first half when Forest City was out of formation. Forest City called timeout, and they used that as a sanitation hydration timeout in the first half. But, we talked about it a moment ago, but some of these stats are just kind of alarming if you're on the New Hampton side right now. Offensively, Forest City's put up 102 yards of total offense. New Hampton just 43 yards of total offense, and Forest City has controlled the football for about a little over 10 minutes so far in this game. And for Forest City, a lot of it's been done on the ground, as the Indians have rushed 17 times for 74 yards in the first half. A bulk of that, actually all of that, with Reese Moore, just been incredible so far in this game.
Yeah, absolutely. And like we were kind of talking about on that first touchdown right there, putting him in the the only one in the backfield receiving the ball and just a direct snap to him, that's just where he's going to be carrying that team, and he's going to be the one that's been playing well. And so skip the middle step of handing it off and just give it to him. So he's definitely been playing really well tonight.
Well, the fireworks are still going on.
I don't know.
Somebody has invested a lot into this fireworks show because
today's a special day.
Well, it's been going on. I mean, right as we called timeout, all the way through the timeout, and still going on.
Good fireworks.
Yeah, great fireworks. And we have a great view too here from the press boxes right at us. All right, we're back to football now. As it's going to be pitched down to the left side, caught by Lieber, I believe.
Yep. I believe so.
No, it was Brock Moore.
Yep.
Brock Moore makes the catch for the Indians, picks up a couple on first down. And if you are wondering, I did bring Jason, if you were in the pregame show, our sister station, 95.1 The Bull, I did bring him a meat and cheese tray. And if you don't believe me, go to the Twitter account at Radio IHSAA. If you want to be the first one to know anything, not to say anything, but it's usually the place to find it. But you can go and see.
Content.
You can go and see that I actually did bring him a meat and cheese tray. Forest City's Brookoff is under center, and he's gonna fumble it, and it's gonna be picked up by Forest City. There's a lot of scrambling for that football as Brookoff was under pressure there in the backfield, and he fumbled it as he was getting sacked. And Forest City's gonna make the recovery, but all the way down at the 10-yard line.
Yeah, sometimes, it's tough being back there as a quarterback when, things might not be open the way you're looking at it, but at a certain point you do have to get rid of the ball because those D linemen, they're coming in at you, and that's what happened there. Just kind of swiped up from behind them and dropped that ball. I'm surprised we actually were able to jump on that, too.
Yeah.
That was pretty
it looked like
there.
New Hampton was going to be on top of it, but luckily the New Hampton guy got hung up a little bit there.
Right.
Duran, he kind of got hung up going after it. And Forest City's going to have to go long here. It's going to be 3rd and 22, and they're going to decide to run it here on 3rd down and 22. Reese Moore's got some running room. He's across the 50, but he's short of the 20-yard line, and Forest City's going to have about a 10-yard pickup, but still 4th and about 14, and they're going to have to punt this one away. That's kind of Forest City. Maybe Reese breaks loose and gets 22 yards, or maybe you kind of just surrender and look like you're trying to punt it away and. In that situation.
Yeah, just maybe take what you can get there and just put yourself in a little bit better of a spot as far as field position goes.
Because you take a shot here and you throw an interception, or if obviously Brookoff's been under pressure a little bit here the last couple times he's looked back to throw, so you could have a problem like that. And instead, you're going to punt it and let.
Do you have a flag down?
No, that's that beanbag again. It actually just must be a different colored beanbag. It's a yellow beanbag. Yeah, me too. Usually the officials is either black or blue. And we've got an injured player on the field as well for New Hampton. Usually the beanbags are black or blue, and this official's beanbag is actually a yellow beanbag. So every time it gets thrown out, you always think that it's a penalty marker, unless this time it was thrown a little bit closer to us. We could see that it was a beanbag instead of a penalty marker. We do have an injured Chickasaw on the field. And so we will take this as a timeout as the fireworks show just continues. I mean, I'm just obsessed with this right now. I don't know who is invested in this fireworks show.
A lot of fireworks.
But it has been going on for a solid, it's got to be a solid 10 minutes now, right?
It really does.
I mean, the fireworks are still going off. And those of you that are in Forest City or around Forest City can probably see or hear them. And maybe we could let's get the camera up there. Yeah. Our stream people should be able to see that. Look at that. We just got that on the stream. Yeah, look at that. You can see the fireworks. Look at that.
Hey, it's July and October.
Happy October 16th.
Yep.
And we will have, that's a big loss for New Hampton. As I believe that's Weemark. That's Drake Weemark, the junior tight end. He's all over the field defensively and offensively and obviously on their punt team for the Chickasaws, and Weemark really slow to come off the field. And hopefully we'll see him back. We don't want to see any injuries.
Right.
But on a cold night like this could just be a stinger, and hopefully he's able to get back. Obviously, me and you have both played football in pretty chilly field conditions, and those hits, they don't they don't feel the best when it's cold outside.
No, they don't. It makes it hurt a lot more. So that makes it kind of a different level of playing there, but.
Yeah, I think
sometimes it's more fun though.
You had some December practices. I had some December practices.
Yeah, playing in the snow a little bit too. You get some of those.
Yeah, I never had the snow, but we had December practices and it was cold. They're going to look to pass here. Rochford going deep. He's got a receiver wide open, but he overthrows him.
Too deep. Showing off the arm right there. Holy cow.
Yeah, that was a deep pass, and he had Murray wide open down the middle of the field. Murray had Forest City's defenders beat, so if that passes in the breadbasket. It's probably 6 there for New Hampton.
Right.
And Forest City will have to watch out for that. That's, this could be a situation going all the way back to the Lake Mills game. Lake Mills took a shot with Caden Obley, and they outthrew him on the first time they ran it. They come back in the second half to the exact same play. That time it was right in the breadbasket for Obley, and he went for 75 yards.
Exactly. We might be seeing that again.
Yeah. I bet that one's going to be marked down on the New Hampton playlist. Ferry's going to take a pitch out to the right side. Snyder brings him down near midfield, and it's going to be 3rd down and long coming up here for the Chickasaws.
Nice hard run, though, there still.
Right at the 50-yard line is where he's going to be brought down at. So it's going to be 3rd down and about 8 coming for New Hampton from the 50-yard line. And we'll see some personnel changes as they take some time here. We talked about it a lot tonight. New Hampton's going to try to control the pace of the game, going to control their pace. They kind of play at their pace, and they don't really care what anybody else is doing. They're going to keep doing their stuff.
Yep. And that's what you got to do, too, at this point in the season.
They look for a quick pass, and now they're going to go deep with it. They go again, and he again has the defenders beat. That's kind of like a stop pass. He goes out, he looks like he's going to catch it on a little bit of a swing pass, and then he just sprints down the field. And again, Murray has Forest City's defenders absolutely dominated speed-wise. But again, Rochford misses it, and it's going to be 4th down and long.
Yep, good old hitch and go right there. They're going to set you up by running those hitches all day or those curls. And then that one time they're going to try and fake that and just run deep. And they did have them. Good thing that we had some safety help over the top a little bit. But still just missed them as far as an overthrow there.
So Rochford misses Murray twice in a row. Both of them. That one might not have been 6 for us. He might have been able to catch up on that one. But the other one would have been 6. A punt again coming from Duran, and it's going to be let go by the Indians. No, now it's going to be picked up. Originally it was let go. Now Urbach is going to pick it up. He dances around looking for some room, and he's going to be thrown down. New Hampton, another one of those, along with football, New Hampton's always been pretty good at wrestling as well, and you can see the wrestling type slam there by the big man. And the Chickasaws bring down Forest City, and they're going to mark him at about the, they got him at the 8.
Yeah, not an ideal field position there, but that punt, they were, hoping it would roll into the end zone, kind of like we saw earlier in the game when New Hampton was returning. But unfortunately, that was going to stop probably at the 4 if they would have let that keep bouncing.
You know what I think this is? Actually, it's not just some random person. At this point, I mean, nobody has
many fireworks.
It's actually it's Waldorf Homecoming. Waldorf Homecoming fireworks. Okay. That's what it is now. It's right at Waldorf. Here's the handoff to the right side. And Reese Moore will plow forward for a few. He's short of the 15 at about the 14-yard line. But yeah, that's what that is.
That would make sense.
Yeah, it's Waldorf Homecoming fireworks. A lot of things that Waldorf was unable to do as Forest City High School, with obviously with the COVID going on. It's Waldorf Homecoming, which brings me to another point. I can throw a plug in. If you don't got anything going on tomorrow, get down to Bullsdorf Field to watch the Waldorf Warriors, one of the biggest games of the year for Waldorf on homecoming, as they take on Valley City State, a team that got them in the Dakotas the first time out, and Waldorf needs this one to keep in that conference race, looking for that playoff appearance. Brookoff is going to take the snap. He looked to throw originally. Now he looks to run, and he's bottled up, and Forest City's going to lose a couple.
Looks like they're just trying to run out the clock here, take it into halftime, take that 7-point lead.
16 seconds.
Yep, and they're going to probably walk it in right here, aren't they?
Yep, they will. 3rd down, they won't have to snap it. That's going to take us to halftime. After one half of play, it's Forest City 7. It's New Hampton 0. We've got the halftime show coming up, brought to you by our friends at A&W Family Restaurants in Forest City. Still plenty of time to get down to A&W before they close shop up at 9 o'clock this evening. So we appreciate everybody back there at the A&W listening to us here. And so we appreciate them, and all of our great friends at A&W make this all possible. We'll come back in about a minute here for some Forest City High School marching band. Looks like the marching band is going to perform here this evening. So we'll have that for you on stream in about a minute and a half on KIOW.
100 members strong, your Forest City High School Marching Band. The band is under the direction of Mr. Corey Schmidt, and the color guard instructor is Lauren Peterson. This year's show is entitled Retrospect, and tonight's performance will include the chart-topping rocker High Hopes by Panic at the Disco, and the 1997 ballad Good Riddance, Time of Your Life by Green Day, and Fall Out Boy's rock hit, Thanks for the Memories.
Let's go.
Drum majors, Emily Warren, Kevin Jones, and Eliana Warren. Is your band ready? Forest City High School Marching Band, the field is yours for halftime performance. Forest City High School Marching Band would like to thank the community for their support throughout the season. This past Saturday, the marching band participated in the Iowa High School Music Association Virtual State Contest. The community attendance at this event was outstanding, and the band is most appreciative. Their video recording submission will be adjudicated tomorrow morning by a panel of judges. Mr. Schmidt will share the results of the performance sometime tomorrow, late afternoon or evening, once adjudication has commenced. Please check your school messenger app for the results. Let's congratulate our band on achieving a safe and fantastic marching band season.
All right, there you go, Forest City High School Marching Band. 2 minutes, we'll come back for the A&W halftime show here on KIOW.
Plaza, Forest City. Top Dead Center is a full-line Western dealer with blades and snow control equipment. They also carry Sinister Diesel, B&W fifth row hitches, quick LED lights, and more. Call 641-512-5529. Top Dead Center Truck Equipment of Forest City.
FCIS Insurance is proud to support our local athletes throughout the year. Let FCIS be your partner, not just your agent, helping you with all your insurance needs. With multiple carriers, we can get you the best coverage for the best price. Call us today at 800-331-1520. Good luck, Indians, from FCIS Insurance.
Welcome back here on KIOW. It seems like the stream is still up, so the link is still active, but it seems like we are having a few problems with the actual KIOW homepage. And so in that case, there's a couple of options for you. If you're a friend with me on Facebook, I am Facebook living the game right now, the same game you would see on the stream. I've had a couple of messages about it. So if you'd like to find the game on my Facebook Live, you can go on Facebook. If you don't have me as a friend on Facebook and that's how you want to watch it, you can add me as a friend on Facebook, and I'll get a notification here, and I'll try to accept you so you're able to watch the game via Facebook. Or you can go to www.varsitybound.com. It's the old Quick Stats. If you type in Quick Stats, it'll take you to the same page. And then in the top right-hand corner, you can type in Forest City. Type in the words Forest City. Click on Forest City. On the left-hand corner, you'll see a link to our live streams. You can get from there. So we do apologize, as it seems like the KIOW Facebook page, or excuse me, the KIOW website may have gone down. So if you'd like to find it, you can add me as a friend on Facebook, or you can go to varsitybound.com and try to find it there, as we are streaming live on Facebook and on Varsity Bound. So we do appreciate everybody from tuning in, and we apologize for any of those technical issues. And we do have quite a few of you on the Facebook Live tuning in with us. So, yeah, we do apologize for that with our KIOW homepage is down. So we do apologize for that. But hey, KIOW and our partners at Koloff Media were able to put out 5 live streams for you this evening. All 5 of them can be found at KIOW.com. Hopefully we'll have our website back up and running here in the near future. And then, like I said earlier, hey, if you got the 5 TVs or maybe some monitors and some TVs, get all 5. I mean, it's like the NFL Sunday ticket. It's the KIOW Sunday ticket. You can watch KIOW Friday night ticket.
Right.
You can watch every game that in our Koloff Media partners. We got North Iowa, Northwood Kensett. That game being played in North Iowa at Buffalo Center this evening. We've got West Hancock and Manson Northwest Webster. West Hancock dominating that game right now. We also have Garner Hayfield Ventura and Clear Lake. That's a 14-6 lead for Clear Lake right now. Kind of a tough draw for GHV. Clear Lake lost some games due to missing some guys for COVID-19, so they kind of had a worser record than Clear Lake really is. So it's actually 2 really good football teams going head-to-head, and one of them is going to be eliminated in the first round, which is just unfortunate deal that's going to happen. But right now, GHV behind Clear Lake by a 14-6 score. Bishop Garrigan and Lake Mills, that game also going on right now. So all these great games, and then of course this one. Those are our 5 games that we have going on. And I promise I wasn't looking at my phone when the fireworks were going on. I finally thought about it in my head that it was probably Waldorf homecoming. And I had quite a few messages via text messages and on Twitter, Twitter messages as well, of people chiming in and saying that they think it's the Waldorf fireworks, and that's what I had thought about. So I appreciate everybody that chimed in there. I wish I would have looked at my phone a little bit earlier, because we went on speculating for a little bit, and I could have just looked at my phone and seen everybody. So we do appreciate everybody. A couple of people in the field out there. Got a couple of messages from people out in the field farming, of course. Got a couple of people that are watching from home as well, so we appreciate that. I actually, I thought it was really cool. We'll jump into our stats here in just a moment, but I thought it was pretty cool. I actually had a couple of people tweet me pictures last week of them sitting in a combine or in a tractor listening to us on the radio. So go ahead and do that, man. Tweet me. Message me, whatever you want to do with pictures of where you're watching from. Those are so cool, so fun. As somebody that grew up in a tractor listening to Forest City games on the radio when we weren't able to be there, that's so cool to see you guys out there in the tractors and working hard. So that's so cool. So keep doing that. I love that. Absolutely love that. We've had a couple of people add me on as friends on Facebook. I think there's a limit of like 5,000. So as long as there's not 5,000 of you, that there's only one person that I know that has a limit of too many Facebook friends. But somewhere around, I don't know, 5,000. Who cares? All right. First half stats brought to you by our friends. I got to stop rambling. First half stats brought to you by our friends at A&W Family Restaurants in Forest City. A&W in Forest City has delicious sandwiches, shakes, cheese curds, and, of course, the home-brewed root beer daily from 11 a.m. until 9 p.m. Of course, the Papa Burger, that's my go-to. If you listen to any of our games, you hear me talking about it. I just can't stop talking about it. The Papa Burger is my go-to. We're going to get Tanner's take in a second, so you can think about it. What do you like at A&W? Think about it. First half stats, Carter Rochford was 2 of 7 through the air for 13 yards. Carter Ferry was the leader on the ground for New Hampton, 9 carries for 30 yards, and Drake Wemark, who left with an apparent injury, hopefully he is okay and got some rest. He had 1 reception for 10 yards. That's the largest reception. Carter Brookoff was 4 of 6 for 32 yards through the air in the first half. Reese Moore, 18 carries for 68 yards and a 1-yard touchdown, which is the lone score in this game. Forest City leading 7-0. Michael Olson, the leading receiver for the Indians, the tight end, has 2 receptions for 22 yards in this game. Defensively, Landon Moorman has 5 tackles, 4 solo, 2 assisted. Cade Murray has 3 tackles, 3 solo tackles. Ryan Pickar has 3 tackles, 2 solos, 2 assisted. Jacob Duran has 3 tackles, also has a tackle for a loss. We talked about that one in there leading the way. He also has 5 punts for 192 yards, averaging 38 yards per punt, 1 inside the 20-yard line. Wemark has 3 punt returns for 7 yards and a couple of kick returns as well, 1 for Wemark and 1 for Murray of 19 yards and 18 yards respectively. for Forest City. On the other side is the Indians will receive the second half kickoff, which is another good thing. Defensively, Forest City, Brock Sobek leads the defense with 3 tackles, 2 assisted. Xavier Holland has 3 tackles, 1 solo, 4 assisted. And Andrew Snyder has a half a tackle for a loss, a solo tackle and an assisted tackle. Alemzia has 1 PAT. Urbach has 3 punts for 112 yards, 2 inside the 20-yard line. Kellen Moore has 2 punt returns, 1 for 13 yards. And Urbach has 2 punt returns as well. Kickoff is in the air and taken by the Indians at the 20-yard line to the 25. Reese Moore's got it to the 35, now to the 40, and finally going to be brought down near the 40-yard line. And Reese Moore took one about 61 yards last week. He's kind of that second-level guy, not a normal returner, but obviously a guy that can run the football. He's got 18 carries for 68 yards in this game and a touchdown. Yeah. And all right, before the first snap, what's your A&W go-to?
Well, you got to do the root beer float.
Of course.
I feel like that's a given. But
yeah.
I do feel like I need to throw that out there.
Yeah.
And I'm going to go with some cheese curds.
Oh,
you know what? They've got some pretty good cheese curds at A&W, and I know it's not a full meal.
Yeah.
But man, those are good.
Forest City, they're going to hand it off to the right side. Reese Moore across the 40, across the 45-yard line. He's going to be upended, and he kind of spins over his head there at about the 41, 42-yard line. Carter Ferry makes the tackle for New Hampton. 42-yard line, 7-yard pickup for Reese Moore on first down. You know, I believe, you can fact check me on this one. I'm okay. You can fact check me anytime. But I believe either today or yesterday was National Cheese Curd Day, so that's kind of funny you brought that up.
I did not know that.
Well,
I don't know if I can fact check you on that.
Well,
I mean, we could look it up.
Let's get a fact check just to make sure.
Send it over to Lushin in the stats department.
Yeah, there you go. One to the right, one to the left. Here's a handoff to Reese Moore. Across the, he's going to be right back at the line of scrimmage. Good defensive play there for New Hampton as they kind of strung it along until somebody was able to make the tackle. 42-yard line is where Forest City will have third down and 3 coming up with 10:55 to play here in quarter number 3. The Indians lead 7-0. And I really appreciate everybody jumping on here. My friend request blowing up here.
That was really just a plug for your Facebook.
Yeah, exactly.
Trying to hit that friend limit.
There we go. Trying to hit the friend limit, exactly.
That's actually the only way to access the stream now.
He's joking. Handoff up the middle, nearing the 50-yard line. Going to be short of it. He's going to be short of the first down marker by about a yard. And it's going to be 4th down and 1 coming up in Forest City. I would assume would punt from their own territory on 4th down and 1. But we'll see what the Indians decide to do. And they will, I believe, punt this one away. Less than a yard for Forest City. They're at the 49-yard line. They just got to get across the 49, not even to the 50 for a first down. Right. So we'll see if Forest City maybe tries to get tricky here.
Yeah, exactly.
4th down and inches. We'll see what they decide to do.
Now would not be a bad time to just, take an old fake punt out of the playbook here.
They won't, though. Forest City going to punt it away. And going to try to play the field position game. The ball's going to roll out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. So the Indians going to try to play the field position game. And you never know what happens. Maybe you fumble a snap or something else bad happens on that 4th down and 1 play. So it's the safe play just to punt it away. You have a lead. It's the postseason. You can't make mistakes.
Right.
It's the postseason, and now you've got them pinned inside the 15-yard line. And actually at the 10.
That is it.
No, 10, they got it at the 10.
Wow. I thought it was out at the 15,
I thought it was out at the 15 as well. But they're going to put it at the 10-yard line. So Forest City is going to have New Hampton backed up on the 10-yard line. 90 yards for the Chickasaws to go to try to tie this game with 9:44 to play in the third quarter. And New Hampton, we saw them go to the air quite a bit in the second quarter, a lot more than they have been. So we'll see what they decide to do. They're going to try with a pitch out to Ferry here in the first play, trying to string it along. He's crossed the 10, short of the 15-yard line, so less than 5 of a pickup on first down. And it's going to be second down and about 6 coming up for New Hampton here with 9:28 to play in a 7-0 Forest City lead.
Yeah, and you mentioned them going to the air a little bit in that first half. I think a lot of that might be tied to just, their bread and butter a little bit on the running the ball. Wasn't working for them the way they really wanted to. That defense for Forest City this first half was really playing really well, and that forced them into a position to try some other things and maybe go into the air, which they might not like to do.
And we'll have one receiver right, one receiver left, a couple running backs in the backfield. They are going to try to swing it out to the right side. It's caught. And going to be short of the 15-yard line. Good stick there by the Indians. That was made to Alex Kriener. Making the play there, Alex Kriener for New Hampton. Now it's going to be 3rd down and 2 from the 18-yard line. They got to get across the 20, short of the 21, but across the 20 for a first down to the Chickasaws here on 3rd down. 3rd down and 2, and obviously if they're short of it, we'll see what they decide to do, but they're not going to be short as they will run with Ferry, and he'll be across the 21-yard line, 1st down and 10, New Hampton. So the Chickasaws will kind of exploit Forest City trying to do the field position game, though if Forest City's defense is able to get a stop here, still some not very good punting position here for New Hampton. They have to punt from here.
Absolutely, and a lot of it's tied to that, great punt that pinned them really deep right there. It puts them in a tough spot.
2 receivers to the left side. They've got a tight end also to the left side. A couple of running backs to the backfield. They're going to go to Ferry with blockers like Picard, their fullback. And we'll see 1 block and a yard pickup. It'll be 2nd down and 9 for New Hampton coming up from the 26-yard line. No, excuse me, 24-yard line. So 24-yard line, 7:35 to play in 3rd quarter. Our 3rd quarter has kind of been just ticking away here. Both the teams have been keeping it on the ground so far in this ball game. A couple of running backs in the backfield. Both these teams trying to move on and take on Walk-On next week. Obviously, Walk-On probably watches here tonight. It's going to be a sack for the Indians. It's Snyder in there, and a big play for Forest City. And Snyder finds the sack. The big man has just been a disruptive force, the junior for the Indians, all year long. We talked about all the tip balls he's had, and he's able to make a big sack there for Forest City. And it's going to be 3rd down and long coming up for the Chickasaws now. As 3rd down and 18, it's going to be official marker as they put him all the way back to about the 13-yard line.
Yeah, quarterback trying to scramble there and just kind of lost his footing a little bit and almost just slipped and put himself in that position.
Maybe we see that long pass come back. Rochford will step back to throw. They are going to go deep down the sidelines. It's going to be incomplete. We've got foot contact there. I don't know.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Nothing there. And really, if anything, there might have been a little bit of the feet getting tangled up there. But
which isn't a penalty.
No, of course not. And he was still going for the ball. I mean, clean play right there.
I would have to agree with you. The officials, 2 of them in that area, both agree with us as well. The New Hampton sideline obviously wanted the penalty. And of course, it was on the Forest City sideline, and Forest City probably would have been asking the same thing.
Yep.
And, but yeah, just a common, getting your feet tangled up with another guy. Not going to be a penalty there. And it will be a punt coming for New Hampton deep in their own territory, and Forest City should get the ball back in good field position. It's caught at the 50 by Urbach, looking for some running room. He makes a juke move at the 40, still running to the 35, and finally going to be tackled out of bounds inside the 35-yard line. Good play made there by New Hampton.
On the return for the Indians, tackled by Landon Mormon.
Landon Mormon makes a stop for New Hampton, and then maybe they're going to put it right at the 35. They do. So 35-yard line is where the ball is going to be spotted. Forest City with some good starting. Anytime you can start at the opponent's 35-yard line, I think you're in pretty good hands.
Yep, you're taking that all day. And, hey, we just talked about it. Taking that punt right there really set them up for this kind of field position, even though they could have gone for it there on 4th down when they last had the ball, but good decision.
And here's a handoff to the right side to Reese Moore, looking for some running room. He's inside the 30 before he's finally brought down. Yeah, that's exactly what we talked about. You punt it there, and now you start in better field position than you were before you punted it. You just took some time off the clock, got your defense back out there, got the blood flowing a little bit for your defense, and now you have better field position.
Right. And now if they do get into that 4th down position, they're in a much better spot to just go for it.
At this point, they probably would. They get a little bit closer, might be in range for Devin Alumzia to try a field goal also. Need a few more yards for something like that, but possibility. Truman Knutson's into the game for Forest. He's going to play
direct snap.
Yep. Reese Moore will take the direct snap to the right side. Heavier package in. The Andrew Snyder bowling people down as Reese Moore will plow forward near a 1st down as Andrew Snyder got out in front of everybody and just kind of started pushing guys around.
Caden Hagee, too, just in there. Oh, man, just dominating there. I saw him on that play. Just absolutely, you got to run behind that guy for sure.
Man, oh, man, Forest City likes to run behind the big boy. 3rd down and inches for the Indians. They're going to keep the same formation in the backfield. Brock Moore and Snyder in the backfield. 2 tight ends are in. Reese Moore will take the direct snap. He's going to run to the right. He's got first down yardage and more across the 20. And it's going to be first down and 10 for his City at the 20-yard line as the Indians are in the red zone. 5:05 to play here in the third quarter. Again, we want to say thank you to all of our great sponsors that made the stream possible tonight. FCIS Insurance, MBT, Litzens RV, and Hy-Vee in Forest City. We could not have done it without all of those amazing sponsors, along with all the rest of the sponsors you've been hearing throughout the night. Forest City, same formation with the direct snap again to the same right side for Reese Moore, and he's going to be stood up. Instead, he's going to switch the side of the field, and he fumbles it. The ball's on the ground. It's a penalty on Forest City. Everything going wrong for the Indians, and I think New Hampton's going to have the football. They're asking for it. We'll see what the referees decide. New Hampton says they have it. Forest City says they have it, and the officials say
Fumble is recovered by the Chickasaws. There is a flag on the play.
Did they ever?
I don't think they ever signaled.
I don't think
New
they
Hampton
did.
brought their offense out. Forest City brought their defense out, but they never signaled which way. I think they must have said New Hampton football. They never signaled it. Forest City had a lot not going well there. It's holding against Forest City, which we knew it would be. Penalty is declined, and it is New Hampton football. So everything going wrong. Reese trying to go to the right side. It was stacked up, so we tried to cut back across the field to the left side, and then he was hit. He fumbled the football, and there's a holding call. We knew that was coming.
Yep.
With the flag in that position while he's bouncing around like that, there's only one thing really, that or maybe a block in the back. That's about all you're going to see in that position.
Yep.
So New Hampton's back in business now. At their own 20-yard line, they'll set up first down and 10. Here with the football after Forest City turns it over for the first time tonight. Pitch out to Carter Ferrier. He's looking for some running room. Forest City's going to try to string him. That's a missed holding. There it is. There's a pink flag.
Yeah, we can't get the colors on.
There's just, I don't know what colors are going on. We got referees with yellow beanbags, and now we got referees with pink flags. But I'm trying to figure out why the line judge or the back or the head referee are missing that. You've got the umpire who's 20 yards downfield making a holding call that happened in the backfield. Obviously, I think he saw it, and he said, guys, this has to be called.
Right.
I mean, we saw it from up here, too, and that is going to be the call.
Great throw by that referee to get that flag all the way out to that spot.
Yeah, you were watching last week.
I was watching last week.
Anybody that was watching last week knew
that. Is it the same ref?
It's not the same crew.
Maybe they
I haven't clipped that yet. I was going to go do it. I forgot
right,
to.
You were.
We had a referee last week at Hampton Newmont that threw a flag probably 25 yards out of bounds across field. It was just absolute nuts. Put a jersey on him. Vikings fans out there like, hey, let's get this guy. Let's pick him up. So it's going to be first down and 15 for New Hampton coming up as Forest City takes the holding penalty as Murray just drug down the Forest City defender. Pump fake. And there's a holding penalty coming. Murray's wide open downfield again. They go to that play. Murray's wide open downfield, but it would have came back as there's going to be another holding penalty. We've got a yellow flag. It's like a carnival out here right now.
We got fireworks. We got
fireworks. We've got different color beanbags, different color flags.
Yeah. And he was open there.
Yeah.
And we had safety help over the top there with Kellen Moore, and he just made the receiver made a cut in, almost ran a post on him. I think once he saw Kellen Moore coming over the top, because he was probably just running a deep route, just going straight down the field.
Yep.
So it was a good read there, and he had all the time in the world to make that throw. And again, just missed him.
And we found out he had all the time in the world to make that throw because the offensive line was holding.
Correct.
So New Hampton with back-to-back holding penalties will have them inside the 10-yard line. And it's going to be first down and probably 30-ish coming up here for New Hampton. Trying to do our math. No, it'll be first down in 25, close to 30. First down and 25 from the New Hampton 6 for the Chickasaws. One man in motion. Out of the backfield to the left side, it's Weemark who's back into the game. They're going to throw a quick pass and a great tackle made there by the Indians. Man, oh man, that was a great play there for Forest City.
Pass is complete to 18.
Oh.
Stopped by Austin.
Yeah, that probably didn't feel good right there.
Austin Kirschbaum making another big play, and he's down. Austin Kirschbaum made an absolute hammer of a hit, and after making that catch, the New Hampton receiver is down.
Probably took a helmet to a leg right there.
Nathan O'Donnell makes the reception and is brought down. And he, I believe, is the one that is still down for New Hampton. All right, we'll take a quick commercial break. We'll come back in a minute and a half here as Forest City leads 7-0 with 4:28 to play in quarter number 3.
batteries and service. Schnibley's Fuel and Service of Forest City.
Waldorf University in Forest City. With scholarships available up to full tuition, athletics, fine arts, and over 35 clubs and organizations, you'll have the opportunity to
back after this
while getting a world-class education. On campus or online, find support from a community that makes you feel at home. Find out more today at waldorf.edu.
Welcome back here on KIOW. We've got penalty markers as the ball is snapped once again, and it's going to be encroachment on Forest City. So the Indians are going to give 5 yards back of the 2 penalties that New Hampton just committed. And it's turned into a little bit of a sloppy football game between both teams here. As both teams kind of got to clean it up a little bit here, as we still got a quarter and 4 minutes and 16 seconds still to play. 4:16 to play third quarter, still have a fourth quarter to play as well. Forest City clinging on to that 7-0 lead. As mentioned, the winner will travel to Walk-On. It's been a long time since we have gone that far east.
When was the last time?
Well, it would have been in the early or mid-2000s. We were in a district in Class 3A with Decorah and Waverly and Walk-On. Here's set to pass across the middle, and it's going to be caught. They finally are able to connect with Murray, and that'll be caught. It was right before Forest City went down to Class 2A, and then that's when we made the playoffs for the first time in 2011. But leading up to that 2011, Forest City was in Class 3A, and right before when we redistrict, before that, we were, so it would have been probably like 2008, 2009, probably would have been the years that we were in that 3A district way over east there. I would assume is right in that area.
Gotcha.
2007 possibly. A couple of those guys that played on those teams I know listening in tonight. Here's a handoff across the middle at about the 35-yard line. 35-yard line is where New Hampton's going to be cut down at. Yeah, that was a tough district back in the day.
Oh, I believe it.
As 3:11 to play here in quarter number 3, 7-0 is the score. 1 receiver, 2 receivers to the left. A couple of running backs in the I formation here for New Hampton. Rochford under center, hands it off to the right side. Carter Ferry looking for some running room. He's going to have some. He's got the first down. And kind of probably not the play that New Hampton would like to see him there. He kind of reached the ball out as if he was reaching out for the goal line with the football. When you're in your own territory at the 40-yard line and it's only second down, you don't really need to be sticking that ball out there. No. I mean, somebody could easily punch that away, and Forest City would have really good field position. So I understand the effort there from Ferry. Wanted to get the first down, but probably not what he wanted to do there.
Right, no. Sometimes you just, again, get too excited running the ball, and it's like, hey, we want to get this first down now.
41-yard line, first down and 10 here for the Chickasaws from the I formation. Heavy to the right and the left. Here's the handoff to Carter Ferry. He is stuck up there by the Indians defense. Big play. It's Hankey, of course. Snyder, Brockmore is in there as well for the Indians. All making big plays for Forest City, able to stuff him up at about the 40, so they lose 1 yard. It's going to be second down and 11 coming here for the Chickasaws. Good crowd from New Hampton makes the trip as well. Got some on the hill across the way, and the stand's pretty full. Looks like they got a decent student section as well, making the trip from New Hampton this evening. We were in New Hampton last year for a district game. 1 receiver to the right, 2 receivers, or tight ends on left and right, I formation, handoff. No, they're going to fake the handoff at the boot with Rochford to the right side. He's still running now. He's going to throw downfield, and it's intercepted. What an interception play by the Indians. It was thrown. Rochford kind of threw it across his body, trying to go back up the field as they were trying to find an open Colton Rochford, his cousin. They were trying to find him, and it's thrown intercepted by the Indians at the 36-yard line for Forest City.
Great catch right there. He was all over that the whole way, and that was going to be a tough catch for any of them to try and make, and Kellen was able to reach out there and make that. That was great.
Yeah, I think when Rochford watched that on film, he'll realize that probably not the best. That might have been one of those plays where you either run it or you eat it there, instead of throwing it into Forest City double coverage, and Forest City finds their first turnover of the ball game. Each team with a turnover now, and the Indians offense is back in business. 2 receivers left, 1 receiver to the right. They're going to hand it off to Reese Moore, looking for some edge as they're trying to get behind the big man. As Carter Ferry makes the tackle. Hagee trying to make a block on the edge there, but Ferry's a little bit smaller. He's able to find around the block there and able to make the tackle. But a pickup of 1 for Reese Moore, as he's able to fight forward to the 37-yard line. And it'll be 2nd down and 9 coming up with 1:20 to play in the third quarter, nearing our fourth quarter of action. Forest City trying to get some insurance. New Hampton's offense hasn't really been near the end zone this evening. The Forest City defense playing well, but it just takes one drive for New Hampton to find the end zone and tie this game. As well as Forest City's played, it can just be like that and everything can change. We've got a pass across the middle. It was dropped, but we've got flags beforehand, and we've got a receiver, I would assume, a false start motion for the Indians. Yep. False start for Forest City on the receiving corps on the far side. Second time that's happened. And so it's going to make it 2nd down and 14 now. They had Truman Knutson open across the middle, and that's where they were going with it. And we'll see what they decide to do here. They had Knutson for about 5-6 yards across the middle on 2nd down. Would have been a good play. Now it's going to be 2nd down and 14, 56 seconds left in quarter number 3. 3 receivers in a trips formation to the left side. Knutson is isolated by himself here on the near side. Brookoff looking to throw, still looking, he's under pressure, trying to get rid of the football. He will to Knutson. It's caught at the 35-yard line, and will make it back to about the original line of scrimmage where they were just a moment ago before the penalty. So we'll get the 5 yards of a penalty yardage back, and it's going to be 3rd down and 9 for Forest City. From the 37-yard line, as Truman Knutson makes his first reception of the ball game, and it gets Forest City's penalty yardage back. So basically, you just throw it down away for the most part with that penalty.
Right.
And now instead of 2nd down and 9 at last play, it's going to be 3rd down and 9 for Forest City. Same formation, trips in a triangle formation to the top of the top. One receiver to the bottom. Reese Moore will look to block here. No, now he's going to go out and look for a pass across the middle and just a bit out of the reach of Lieber. Brookoff had his man just a bit out of his reach over the head of Lieber as they were looking for 1st down yardage, and Forest City will have to punt this one away.
Yeah, and Carter knew it too right away. You could tell right when he left the hand, he knew it was going to be way too high on that one, and definitely frustrating to have that happen there.
And as a quarterback, it's maybe happened to you
I've
before.
done that many times.
Probably not, probably just a little frustrated, huh?
Yes. I've overthrown a 6'7" Tyler Putney before, so it can happen.
Tyler Putney, a solid athlete here for the Indians. Good football player, state champion wrestler. Hey, and there's a good wrestling play by another wrestler for the Indians, Reese Moore, as he makes a tackle at the 25-yard line. He's the long snapper, so he gets free release down the field, and he sprints down and makes a huge tackle for Forest City at the 25-yard line. And he kind of wrapped him up there with the double leg and brought him straight to the ground. We were talking about wrestling a little bit.
That's right.
There you go with Reese Moore. That's going to be the end of the third quarter. After 3 quarters played, it's Forest City 7, New Hampton 0. We're back for the 4th and final quarter of playoff football right after this. Welcome back here on KIOW as we get set for 4th quarter football action. Forest City looking for the playoff victory. 1-3 all-time in school history in the playoffs. Made the playoffs 3 straight years from 2011, 12, and 13. Zarin Egestal with you, along with the quarterback for Forest City's 2013 playoff run. Tanner Thompson joining us this evening. Went down to Sioux Center and
didn't get it done.
Did not get it done against Sioux Center, a pretty good football team that year. And
they were.
We got a tough draw first. A little bit of a bus trip down to Sioux Center as well. It seems like we always go west. The year before that, we went to Sheldon, 3.5 hours to Sheldon to play a football game, lost in overtime, 15-14. That one's a stinger. Here's a pass to the right side. His knees were on the ground. It'll be caught by Murray, but short of the 30-yard line. And that's just, it seems like every playoff football game, and that's just playoff football, but every playoff football game that Forest City has been involved in have just been ones that they're just almost gross. Yeah, heartbreaking. Just heartbreaking.
Yeah, that Sheldon one too. I do remember that one especially. And,
through the end zone to win the game, and it was
overtime.
Overtime caught. We caught it in the end zone, but the official said he was out of bounds when he made the catch, and that's what ended the game. Here's the handoff to the right side. Ferry, you and me were both there for that one. Had a front row view to a ending that we did not want to see there in 2012. We've been fortunate enough to have a front row view of all 3 of Forest City's playoff games. Oh, I have. Never mind. Not you. That's right. Not in 2011.
I was there in spirit.
You were there in spirit in 2011. I was there in 2011.
Very true.
3rd down and 2 coming up for the Indians. 10:58 to play here in quarter number 4. Forest City clinging on to a 7-0 lead. 2 running backs, 3 running backs in the backfield. They're going to hand it off to the right side. Forest City makes a play in the backfield. It's Caden Hagee who comes in and makes a stop at the 30-yard line. It's a loss of about 4 on 3rd down and 2, and New Hampton is going to have 4th down and long coming up, and they're going to have to punt it away. Man, oh man, was that a big play for the big man, Caden Hagee, as the Indians, New Hampton, 3rd down and 2. They're looking for just a couple of yards, a little bit of a push up front. They can't get it, though, as Hagee pushes back and gets a stop of about 4 yards. And it's going to be 4th down and 6, and a punt coming for the Chickasaws. Punt is the way. It's a decent punt, a little bit of a wobbly punt, though, and it's muffed by the Indians at the 35-yard line, and we're just going to take a knee at the 34. Urbach trying to get a handle on it, maybe just a bit behind the ball there, and it goes down to the ground. He's able to grab it. He takes a knee at the 34, and that's where Forest City will take over at 10:07 to play. Yeah, in 2011, Forest City's first ever playoff game, we beat Cascade in the opener here in Forest City. So get on to the 2nd round against Clarion, a team that we'd already lost to in the year in a district opponent. Won the district, but lost to Clarion, and they had to come here because we were the district champions. In the 2nd round, 3 receivers to the left side, 1 running back in the backfield, and that was a little bit of the way that one ended, a little bit of a heartbreaker as well. Having the lead there in the 3rd quarter. Here's the handoff to Reese Moore left side, and a good tackle made by New Hampton right at the line of scrimmage. So no yards there for Forest City. So kind of a stinger. It was actually on Halloween in 2011. I don't know if you remember that or not. It was on October 31st.
Oh, wow.
On Halloween. Forest City lost there, and it would have been a trip to even though it was the quarterfinals, I don't know how they would have done it then, but Clarion actually went and played against Beckman in the Dome that year. So Forest City might have had that trip to the Dome in the quarters. Usually it's just the semis and the finals. 3 receivers in a trips formation to the right side. 1 man in the slot also, but they played the quarters. Back in those days with 32 teams in the playoffs, they played about 4 games every year, quarterfinal games in the Dome. Here's a swing pass up to the 40-yard line, where Forest City we brought out of bounds. 9:17 to play here in quarter number 4. Forest City with the lead and the football, which is always a good thing. But yeah, then Clarion went and got blown out by Beckman. Beckman went on to the semifinals, and they would end up losing to the eventual champions, Regina. That was during Regina's long run of 6 straight state championships there in Class 2A. And
now down to A, aren't they?
Yeah, they're all the way down to A. And probably one of the better teams, best teams in A, even though, I've had them ranked at 2nd all year. Besides the preseason, I had them ranked at 1st, even though most people are putting them at 3-4 with the loss. But you can't count that loss against them. Broken play. Brookoff is going to be sacked in the backfield, and he's going to lose about 10 yards on the sack, and Forest City's going to have to punt this one away. And it's going to be 4th down and long. 4th down and about 14 coming up for Forest City. And they're going to have to punt this one away with 8:58 to play here in quarter number 3. We were talking about then in 12 was the Sheldon game at Sheldon. We drove 3.5 hours to lose in overtime to Sheldon, through to the end zone. And, oh, man, I can still remember that one. It was on our sidelines. The corner of the end zone they threw to on our sidelines, and we all thought we just won the game. And here's the punt. Wobbly punt's going to go out of bounds at about the 46-yard line.
And on that Sheldon game, too, again, heartbreaking there. And, we felt there was that pass interference really on the offensive side in that final score.
Yep.
A lot of things.
We fumbled on the 1-yard line, I believe, in that game. So we fumbled on the 1 yard line in that game. We pass interference in the end zone. We felt like against Sheldon, and then you have the missed pass in the end zone on the overtime. So there's a lot of things gone wrong in that game. And we had to get on a bus and drive 3.5 hours back to Forest City.
Yeah.
One receiver to the top of the formation, 2 tight ends in the I formation for Rochford. Under center, 8:29 to play here in quarter number 4. Here's play action pass. Rochford looking downfield, and it is incomplete. And a great play by the safety, Kellen Moore, across the middle. That might have been 6.
Another great play by him right there.
The Forest City defensive backs tonight. Murray again was open. Now, they're going to keep going to that. Murray's open about every time. He's so quick. He's open about every time down the field. But here comes the Indians safety across the middle. Kellen Moore playing that free safety position. Comes across the middle and just deflects that one.
And just perfect timing on it. You know, that's always a worry when you're playing defensive back is, you know, not getting there too early. Obviously, you don't want to get there too late after they've caught the ball. He got there right on time, able to hit his hands and knock that ball out. Just great defense.
Forest City probably would have made the tackle, but it would have been 25-yard line for New Hampton. Now they're going to swing it out on a big stick, and it falls on the ground. A big stick laid by Brock Moore as he comes in and fills the gap. Or is that... Yeah, I thought so. Brock Moore comes in, lays the absolute hammer there. The ball gets put onto the turf. New Hampton's able to get back on top of it, but Forest City defense is flying around the football right now.
And you love to see that right now. I thought he honestly wouldn't have counted that as a catch right there. But
they say he caught it and made a football move.
Take the negative down right there.
Without a doubt. 3rd down and 14 coming up. A big stop opportunity for the Indians defense. They're going to throw again. On 3rd down, it's caught, but well short of the 1st down marker as they're going to need about 5 more. They get it to the 50-yard line. So about a 10-yard pickup-ish, 9-yard pickup. And it's going to be 4th down and 5. And I think if you're New Hampton, I think you got to keep the football on the field. Yeah. I think New Hampton, if you're New Hampton, I think you got to try to keep the offense on the field here.
Yep, definitely.
Yeah, New Hampton is. 7:17 to play here in the 4th quarter, and the way Forest City has been able to run the football at times in this game, Forest City could run the clock out. New Hampton will keep it on. It's a big play. Indian fans on your feet. 4th down and 5. Could be for the ball game, and we've got timeout. New Hampton did not like the way they lined up. They're going to call timeout. You know, the other thing, we're going to keep it right here. But the other thing, it's 4th down and 5. So what's the other possibility that New Hampton could come out and try to do? Maybe a couple hard counts, try to get Forest City to go off. But them burning that timeout there, I think that says more likely that they are actually going to run an offensive play because they're not going to burn 2 timeouts. They're not going to come out. I don't believe they would burn 2 timeouts. They probably didn't even want to burn that timeout in that case coming down to the end here. But Forest City, if you're the Forest City coaches right now in the huddle, you've got to say stay put, do not move. 4th down and 5, they get Forest City to jump. It's 1st down and 10.
Right, and that's just too easy if you give that up. You know, you've worked this hard to get them at a 4th and 5 position. Huge point of the game to just be able to make them, hold them up here. You definitely do not want to give it up on a penalty.
7:03 to play, 4th quarter. Forest City 7, New Hampton 0. It's 4th down and 5, Indian fans, from the 50-yard line. In the I formation, 2 tight ends, receiver at the top for New Hampton. Rochford under center. Forest City will line it up. They're going to look to throw downfield. Rochford still looking. There's a lot of holding. It's intercepted. Noah Miller's got it at the 40, at the 30. 25, 20, inside the 20. 1st down in the red zone for the Indians. Thrown right to the senior Noah Miller, and Forest City's got the football inside the red zone with 6:52 to play in the 4th.
Big time play right there.
2 big interceptions for the Forest City defense this evening, and it couldn't come at a bigger time for the senior Noah Miller. And what an impact Noah Miller has made coming out for football this year for Forest City. Has made an absolute lasting impression on this football team.
Exactly. Great to have him out here. I mean, all the great athletes that we have in this class, we got to have them all out.
Reese Moore takes the direct snap to the left side, looking for some running room. Forest City, probably just wanted to keep it in bounds. He is going to get out, though. The clock will stop. And, especially after there was a clear missed holding call. as Rochford was trying to throw it. It was about as blatant as you can get. It was one of those calls that it's in the middle of the field with nobody else around them, and it was this is the New Hampton guy dragging the Forest City guy to the ground. So.
Absolutely. And I think, too, that the receiver he was meaning to throw it to, I think he had fallen down, and that kind of left a perfect lane for Noah to be able to swoop in there.
His second interception of the season. 2 career interceptions now for him, as Reese Moore will run to the right side looking for some running room. He's got some inside the 15. And now Carter Ferry is looking for a holding call. He's not going to get it. He says that Michael Olson drug him to the ground. They're letting him play football right now. 15-yard line, Forest City will have it. 3rd down coming up. 3rd down and 6 for the Indians.
Still doing that direct snap. You know, they're still been really riding on the back of Reese Moore right here, but Carter Brookoff is now coming back in.
Yeah, so Carter Brookoff comes back into the game. They ran a couple of plays there with the direct snap. Wasn't quite efficient as it was the first time they ran it, as they found the end zone with it. But this time they're going to bring Carter Brookoff back in, get out of that Wildcat formation. 1 receiver to the right, slot, 2 receivers to the left. Brookoff will take the snap. He's looking to throw. Reese Moore in the backfield trying to help him block. They're going to throw to the end zone, and it is going to be, penalty. Wow. And pass interference is coming. Wow. Truman Knutson, they thought it was maybe over Truman Knutson's head. New Hampton's like, maybe is that uncatchable? I don't know. It might have been over Knutson's head. But either way, we're going to take the pass interference. We've got pass interference in the end zone. And they call it on Truman.
Oh, okay.
That's where it comes in. They're going to call pass interference on Truman Knutson.
Yeah, I don't know about that one.
And it's going to be against Forest City, and that's going to back the Indians up.
It seemed like they just got their feet tangled up, kind
of
like we saw earlier in the game.
And
surprised that's coming back on Truman, though.
The Forest City crowd was cheering originally when the flag came out because they thought that Truman was interfered with. And now... Instead, they're going to call Truman for the interference, and I just even if that ball is, even if there isn't nothing there, I think that ball's over Truman's head, out the back of the end zone.
Right.
Well, either way, it's going to be 3rd down and 21 for Forest City from the 30-yard line, and we'll see what the Indians decide to do. Maybe they try to throw it halfway here and go for it on 4th down. 5:55 to play in the ball game. 1 man in motion. Brock Moore from right to left. Now he's going to swing out, and they're going to. They try to screen pass. It's a backward pass. No, they're going to say incomplete. New Hampton thought it was going to be a pass behind the line of scrimmage.
Tried that screen play from earlier in the game.
But with it being deflected, that's where that comes in. So it is a forward pass, incomplete. They tried the screen play, and Forest City's now going to have to try to punt this one from their own 30, or rather from the New Hampton 30.
Yeah, that 15 yards, taking that as that pass interference, I mean, that just kills it right there. Really kind of puts them out of range for, a lot of things, and that's why they're going to have to punt this right here. But really just trying to down them deep as much as they can.
And even if he goes into the end zone, they still are at the
net out
20.
About 10 yards, so they got to get it down there.
And we're going to try to get this one. The punt is going to be taken at the 5, and it's going to near the out of bounds. It's out at the 2! It's out at the 2, and Urbach is clapping as he comes back to the sidelines for the Indians. Dawson Urbach with a punt at the 2-yard line for Forest City, and New Hampton is stacked up in their own goal line. No, they marked it at the 1. I thought it went at the 2. They're going to mark it at the 1-yard line. New Hampton's going to have it from the 1.
Wow.
And they're going to have 5 minutes and 41 seconds to go 99 yards of Forest City Indian turf to find the tie. We'll see if they can do it. We're going to come back. We've got a timeout on the field. We'll come back in 1 minute for more playoff football on KIOW.
God, love a good punt. To have their drive-through window open as well. Check them out on Highway 69 North in Forest City or call ahead at 641-585-5000. That's 641-585-5000. Shooters in Forest City. Dining room and drive-through now open.
Holland Contracting of Forest City stands ready to help you increase your farmland's productivity with proper tiling. Farmers and landowners, call us today at 641-585-2231 to get your tiling scheduled. 641-585-2231.
Welcome back here on KIOW as we head to the final, what could be the final drive of the ball game, and well,
gonna have to be.
I don't know if I'm allowed to say this. I don't know if I can say this, but I hope this isn't one of those playoff woes here for Forest City.
Yep, you shouldn't have said it.
Well, that's okay. They're going to come up big. I don't believe in jinxes.
This would.
All the baseball coaches listening to me, I'm sorry. I don't believe in jinxes. All right, here we go. Forest City's got New Hampton backed up at their own 1. And they're going to pass from the 1-yard line. They throw it, and it is caught. No, it's dropped.
Again.
Wow, I was doing the same thing that Murray was doing. They threw to Murray, and he was starting to run up field before he actually made the completion for Forest City, and I was doing the same thing. I started talking about him making the catch at the 20. Instead, it's incomplete, and it's going to be 2nd down and 10. And they did move the ball back to the 2. I thought it was at the 2.
Well, and that was, I mean, give credit to Kirschbaum again over there at corner. I mean, he fought through his hands right when those hit, right when the ball hit his hands again.
Right.
And that was just a great play on the defensive side too. I mean, there might be some drop, kind of lame on that one, but I mean, just great defense again all over these receivers.
We'll see what they decide to do this time. They're going to pitch it out to Ferry. He's still in the end zone. He's going to be cut down short of the 5. Great job by the Forest City defense. Cut down short of the 5-yard line. It's going to be a gain of about 2 up to the 4. And it's going to be 3rd down and 8 coming up for New Hampton from their own 4-yard lines with 5 minutes to play here in quarter number 4. We'll make sure we try to get you guys some final scores as soon as we can. From the 4-yard line, it's 3rd down and 7. Forest City's defense will stack it up. And they're going to throw again with Rochford. Looking to throw. Now he's going to tuck it and run. He's across the 5. Forest City tries to make a hit. He's across the 10. And did he find the 1st down? He did.
Wow.
A 9-yard run for Connor Rochford on 3rd down and 7 as he bounced off a would-be tackler for Forest City at about the 7 and got himself up across the 10 is where he needed to get to for a 1st down. And he gets all the way up to, where are they going to mark him at, the 12?
Yeah, 12, 13.
13. They mark him at the 13-yard line.
Yep.
So a big pickup for New Hampton on 3rd down and 7. And now the Chickasaws are back in business here. They've got room to throw the football again. They got room to work. And 1st down and 10. Rochford is going to step back to throw. Now he's going to step up in the pocket, and Forest City will bring him down at about the 15, 16-yard line. So a gain of a couple, but it's going to be 2nd down and long coming up here for New Hampton. 4:20 to play in quarter number 4.
Yeah, and on that run by the quarterback there, took a shot, but kept running through it and just ended up making the play on 3rd down, which was really huge for them right there. Tough to be put in a spot right there at 4th down, deep in your own territory.
2nd down and 7 from the 16-yard line as New Hampton will break the huddle from the I formation with the 2 tight ends set. 1 receiver at the top of the formation. Forest City's defense will spread out. Kellen Moore playing that free safety position. 1 pump fake. Now they're going to go downfield. They're trying for the home run ball again, and it was nearly intercepted, and it's going to be incomplete. They throw into triple coverage once again, and we've got, I believe, an injury timeout as Kirschbaum is down for the Indians. And hopefully he's okay. Hopefully that's just a stinger. There was 3 Forest City defenders there, and they all kind of ran into each other going for that football as they throw it. Rochford throws into triple coverage. But man, oh man, if Murray comes down with that catch, they've got the ball at nearly the 50-yard line and 1st down and 10. And we knew they were going to have to take a shot eventually because New Hampton cannot do their normal offense with 3 minutes on the clock and needing a touchdown to tie this game here in the 4th quarter. You can't run the football.
No, and I mean, we probably expected that too. They've been going to Murray all game, and just again, these defensive backs for Forest City just making plays really well, playing through the hands and just knocking those balls out of there. Been doing a great job. Hopefully Kirschbaum's okay here.
Hopefully it's just a stinger for Kirschbaum. He's up and coming off the field now for the Indians, and he will be replaced by Ethan Sesker. The junior, 5'10", 143 pounds, will come in and replace Kirschbaum. Sesker, a guy that we've talked about quite a bit this year on kick returns, kickoffs, special teams guy. That's going to come in and fill a big role here for Forest City because they're going to go to the air, so they're going to need those corners. And,
exactly.
They're going to need those corners here. You got to go to the air. I mean, if you're New Hampton, they've got to go to the air. We'll see what they decide to do with it. And obviously, Rochford can take off and he can run.
Yeah, exactly. And the thing is, too, New Hampton doesn't have to go deep. They've been throwing a lot of deep balls, running some deep posts and some deep go routes. But, again, right now, it's just about getting 7 yards and just keeping the chains moving for them.
3rd down and 7 once again. 3:47 to play, 4th quarter. Forest City leads 7-0. Rochford takes the snap. Hagee's chasing him. Hagee's trying to sack him. Rochford's going to take off. Now Michael Olson is chasing him. Rochford looking for the sticks. He reaches for it, and I think he got it. He reached for the sticks the last second. He outraced Michael Olson there, and I believe he got it with the reach. If he missed it, he's going to be short by a yard. And I think they shorted him a yard. They shorted him a yard. I believe he reached out and got that first, but they shorted him a yard. It's 4th down and inches, deep in their own territory.
Great play by the quarterback again.
And obviously they got to roll the dice and go for it. 33-36 to play here in the 4th quarter. They've got to go for it. It's 4th down and inches coming up. This is the game. This could be the game right here.
This could be.
From their own 22-yard line, New Hampton will break the huddle. They're up to the line. Forest City will stack the box with 7, and timeout is called. New Hampton will use a timeout with 3:32 to play here in the 4th quarter. Clock is running. Clock is running. There you go. And timeout is going to be called, yeah. About 10 seconds or so ran off there. Here, and we will take a break here, about a minute left. And we'll keep it right here. Thanks to all of our great stream sponsors. FCIS Insurance, MBT, Litzon's RV, and Hy-Vee are all great stream sponsors. I don't think anybody from New Hampton realizes that the clock ran for 10 seconds there after they called the timeout.
Yeah, otherwise they'd be on the field screaming.
I believe so, and I don't know that the officials, now they're coming over here, and they are. I think they're going to call up to the coaches off to our left-hand side and try to get some. So. Yeah, I think somebody caught it, and obviously that's why we were yelling over to the game management guys as well. You probably heard us on stream here yelling over there because obviously we want Forest City, to find a victory, but we want them to do it.
They hear it. 40.
40. They got it back to 30.
Maybe that's what they wanted. Maybe I was trying to give them too much time.
30. So they give them put 6 back on. Here we go. 2 receivers to the right. I formation. And they're going to try to go up the middle, and they've got it. So Rochford with the quarterback sneak. He's got 1st down and 10.
Rochford on the sneak for a 1st down.
And with 3:27 to play here in the 4th quarter, it'll be 1st down and 10 from the 25-yard line once again for New Hampton. Chickasaws looking.
Yeah. Again, they still have time. They still have time. Don't need it all right here.
Absolutely. Yeah, 3 minutes is plenty of time to go down the field. You can get on the field in 13 seconds. Rochford back to pass. He's throwing for the long ball down the sidelines, and it's right through the hands of Carter Ferry. That time, the Forest City defense kept him on the sidelines, but that ball's got to be caught by Carter Ferry there. It was right through his hands. Actually, a decently placed football. Maybe a little high.
Right.
Maybe a little high, but you got to go high, right? I mean, your quarterback had a corner there.
Yeah.
You got to go high there because if you throw it lower, you're going to give the defenders a chance.
Exactly. You're trying to get it to that outside shoulder towards the sideline as that receiver's running up there. And really, he was in that spot. I think a lot of it, too, is, the running back there obviously is not used to running down the field on a route like that most of the time. Usually they're getting handed off the ball, so that makes it tough, too.
And Ferry, with being such a big guy, usually he's helping block on those pass plays. Like this one where they're going to try to throw it, and they are going to try to use Ferry to block. They're going to throw it downfield. It's caught. Wide open receiver at the 45 and brought out of bounds near the 50. New Hampton's got 1st down and 10 at the 50-yard line as it's caught Carter Steinle will make the catch at the 50. No, they give him yardage into Forest City territory at the 49. So the Forest City 49 is where the ball is going to be spotted, and he got out of bounds to stop the clock with 3 minutes to play. We said there was still plenty of time left in this football game. New Hampton making their largest offensive drive of the ball game in the most crucial time.
Yep, they need it now, so they're kind of throwing everything out there on the playbook here.
I formation with 2 receivers left. Rochford is going to roll, boot left, looking to throw. It's another wide open receiver. Did he catch it or did he drop it?
He did.
He caught it. A wide open receiver across the 40 and deeper inside Forest City territory at about the 38-yard line. So New Hampton, we knew they were going to have to go to the air. They continue to go to the air, and now Forest City wants to call a timeout as New Hampton is moving the football the furthest. This is their biggest offensive drive of the ball game. Remember, this drive started back on the 1-yard line.
Yep, exactly. And they've just been making plays. I mean, and they've been going to the air quite a bit, and it's finally kind of starting to work out for them. And the quarterback's making some good plays, making some good throws. And I think it's probably a good thing that we did take a timeout here just to, regather the defense a little bit, talk them through what's been going on, give them a break, and hopefully get them refocused here for this new 1st and 10.
The other thing that we really got to keep an eye on as well as the kicker, Cameroon, Yvonne Cameroon, their kicker, is actually on the sidelines right now. They don't have a screen for him to actually kick in, but he's working with the holder right now. And that's because they're not going to kick a field goal, but that PAT is going to be probably the most important PAT he has kicked all year long if they find the end zone. So Cameroon over on the sidelines right now working with the holder on the catching and the placement where the football's got to be spotted at. And to us, we're thinking, it's just a PAT. It's something you do all the time. But it could be to tie the game if New Hampton scores.
Yep, exactly. Crucial. Everybody's got to do their job in here.
And their snapper is on the field, obviously, so he's not working out with him. I formation, 2 tight ends, 1 receiver to the near side. It's Murray. Let's watch to see if they're going to go to Murray. And they are going to roll, but they're not going to go to Murray. They're going to throw downfield, and it's going to be incomplete. I believe he's out of bounds, yes. New Hampton wanted to catch inside the 20. They're not going to get it. It's going to be an incomplete pass with 2:50 to play here in the 4th quarter. 7-0 Forest City. Oh, we got a flag on the play as well. I missed that one. We'll have to watch and see what that's going to be at.
And holding against the defense here on Forest City.
Wow. Holding against Forest City. As that ball is going to be moved deeper into Forest City territory. Man, oh man. Tough play. And he does have one. Cameroon does have 1 miss on the year. He's 10 of 11 from PATs on the season. So he does have 1 miss. That's probably in his head, honestly.
Yeah, it probably is. Again, when you're a kicker, you're thinking about those misses more than those makes.
Rochford back to pass. It's a screen pass. They're going to throw it. It's caught at the 25-yard line inside the 15. Inside the 15 and going to be brought down. New Hampton is on the doorstep with 2:37 to play here in the 4th quarter.
Yep.
The deepest drive. We got another flag on the play. And hopefully it's against New Hampton, and hopefully it's not on something on Forest City. It's going to tack on to the end of
the downfield.
And hopefully it's not something that's going to tack on to the end of the run. No, it is. Unsportsmanlike conduct on Forest City. The second time Forest City has been called for unsportsmanlike conduct in this ball game. Comes at an awful time. Those yards are tacked on to the end of the run, though it's not 15 yards because we're inside the 30-yard line. So it's half a distance to the goal, inside the 30.
Yeah, somebody must have said something out there.
Second time Forest City's had unsportsmanlike conduct. Comes in a huge time, and now New Hampton's got the ball, I believe, inside the 10. Yeah, the 8. 7-yard line. So first down and goal for New Hampton from the 7. The Chickasaws need 7 to find the end zone. 2:37 to play here in the 4th quarter. Hopefully New Hampton, though, if they do score, they score quick enough that Forest City may have a shot.
That is also true, yeah.
But the way that they were working with Cameroon, I would assume that they're going to try to – they probably wouldn't go for 2. They do have 3 attempts at a 2-point conversion this season. But, the ball's on the ground! And it's going to be picked up by New Hampton, but that's going to lose quite a few yards. They're going to lose about 4. And it's going to be 2nd down and 11 now. And they cannot get a first down into the end zone. They have to score on these 4 plays.
Right.
And that's a waste of a down. So now you give them, they have to score now on 3 plays, as it's going to be 2nd down and about 13 or 11 coming up here for New Hampton. They're going to go to the I formation, 2 tight ends. You got to watch out, 1 receiver isolated by himself here on the near side. Rochford under center. He's going to pitch it to the left side. It's Ferry looking for running room. He's got a little bit. He's going to get back to about the original line of scrimmage of the 7, and it's going to be 3rd down and 7 from the 7. Man, oh man, come on, Forest City defense. We've seen a couple of goal line stops for Forest City this season against West Hancock. A couple of them against Hampton had one as well. This would be huge if Forest City can get a stop.
And they've been playing well all night, too. They just got to bring it back out right here. Now's the time.
And unfortunately, it looks like Kirschbaum's on crutches, so I don't think we're going to see him the rest of the night. We'll wish him the best. In the I formation for Forest City, tight end to each side. They're going to hand it off to they'll play action. They're looking for the end zone.
Get that.
It's so nearly picked. It's Noah Miller again. It's in and out of his hands, and he tips it away.
He almost had a big one.
It's 4th down and 7. Noah Miller He claps his hands. He's like, man, I wanted to have that one. That would have been probably the biggest interception of his life.
Absolutely.
But it's still a huge play. Now it's 4th down and 7. They've got to go to the end zone. This is the ball game, and we've got a timeout on the field.
And it was a good play, too. I mean, that throwing back across the field on those goal line stands like that, I mean, that's always a play that can sneak past the defense there. Just great defense by Noah Miller. What a great play.
1:20 to play in the 4th quarter. 7-0 Forest City leads. It's 4th down and 8. Upcoming for New Hampton, and they need all 8 of them here on 4th down. They're going to go to the end zone. What are we going to see? Are they going to? I mean, they've been going to Murray all night. They haven't really targeted Murray down here near the goal line, but they've been going to Murray all night. Do they go to the breadbasket and go to the Murray? Or how about this? Let's get tricky. Do they surprise everybody and not throw it, hand it off to Carter Ferry and try to get 8 yards on the ground?
I think that'd be tough. I mean, we've seen him running all night, and I don't think he's had an 8-yard run this whole night. No. I would be shocked if they went for that. I would definitely expect a pass. I don't know if it's Murray or not, just because, again, Murray seems like they've been going a lot more kind of on the deeper throws with him. But I think something like, similar to what we just saw, doing some sort of misdirection with maybe a rollout, throwing back the opposite way, or just getting some, different receivers kind of in different sides of the end zone.
New Hampton has no timeouts. This is the ball game. 4th down and 8 from the 8. They've got 4 receivers, 2 on each side. They're going to throw to the end zone. Rochford still looking. It's batted into the air, and it's going to be caught. No, it's dropped. It's on the ground. Forest City is going to find a victory as it's none else than Andrew Snyder with a block.
Just like we were talking about at the beginning of the game, right there, just coming in. Big time Andrew Snyder.
Woo-hoo!
Beautiful.
Andrew Snyder bats it up in the air, and it was caught by New Hampton for a moment on the bat, way back at about the 15-yard line. But
right.
I mean,
we would have been right
if
there.
If they get to the end zone of that, I'm taking the headset off.
Yeah. We're leaving.
Somebody else come take over. Man, oh man, if they would have picked it up with a 15 and somehow bumbled in there.
Yeah.
But New Hampton with no timeouts and a minute 14 on the clock. Forest City should be able to find a couple of kneel downs and a victory here in the postseason. The first snap to Brookoff, and there's one. And there should be just one more snap will need to be taken, and Forest City is going to come away with his victory tonight by a final score of 7-0 unless we, well, I don't know even know if I should. I don't even know
I was
if
thinking
I
of saying something too.
Bobble a snap or something along those lines. Man, oh man. Hopefully not, especially because Forest City is kneeling from deep inside their own territory here. Nearly on the goal line is where they're kneeling it from.
Yeah.
They may have to run the football. Yeah, maybe run the football here for a couple of yards forward and don't kneel backwards.
Once they get it, though, they're good.
That's it. That will do it. That's the ball game. Forest City victorious here tonight in Forest City as the Indians have won their first playoff football game in 9 seasons. They have never won a road playoff football game, and we will try to do it next Friday night as we will travel to Walk-On to take on a top 5 football team in Walk-On next week as the Indians will travel east once again and try to find the school's first ever career playoff road football win. The Indians now 2-3. The Indians now 2-3 in overall in school history in the playoffs. And not only next week would be their first road playoff victory, but it would also get them 500 in school history for a playoff record. If they're able to find a win, we've got a lot to talk about. We will do so. The scoreboard show will follow us here this evening as we will see the scoreboard show come up at about 10 o'clock tonight. First of all, we have got the Waldorf University postgame show following us here, the postgame show, and then we will have, of course, the Radio Iowa Scouting Report. All the boys in Albia, Iowa, getting all teed up for that scoreboard show. Thanks to all those guys down there who will take us through the first round of the playoffs. From 8-man, 8-player to Class 4A and everything in between. They'll let you know who won, who's going to advance, and, of course, we will be in Walk-On next Friday. More to talk about when we come back here on the postgame show. Waldorf University, the sponsor of that postgame show. We're back in 3 minutes on KIOW.